Welcome to another episode of the Banner Report podcast, starring Cody Adams and Steve Crowley. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Banner Report podcast.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Banger here for you. Last week was not really fun. We lost to the Jazz, but this week the Celtics are back home after that long road trip, taking on the Pacers. Steve, what are your takes on this game? Before we get into that, how have you been doing lately? Since the last time I saw you.
Since Friday? We had the last one Saturday.
Yeah.
Just another week of paradise. Exploring the greater New England area in a big truck. You know, the usual same shit, different pants.
New York is that's a new one. New York is not New England.
Did I go to Albany this week? I might have gone to Albany once or twice this week.
You're always like in New York.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. I mean, technically, you have to drive all the way through all of Massachusetts to get there, so I'll call it part of New England.
Yeah.
But nah, we got some birthday boy over here. We got a belated birthday boy over here.
Yep, thank you. My birthday was on Wednesday. I am now officially 28 years old. So
28 years young.
We survived the 27 club, Steve. Obviously, we're not talented enough to have passed away from tragic events.
Yeah, I'm damn sure I ain't famous enough. I never will be to die for anything tragic like that.
Yeah, yep. So we got away with that one. But yeah, I worked. My lovely girlfriend, took me out to Reno's place in East Boston, famously on Guys Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives, and we ate honestly the best Italian food I've ever had. And I am Italian. I was raised Italian, Irish. My mom's Italian, so yeah, that's the
Italian.
I know Italian.
She gonna whoop you.
No, she wants to go.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's outstanding. Reno's place, East Boston.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just go down there. It's not too far from me.
Oh God, the crab cake, dude. Ooh.
Oh, I love a nice crab cake. I didn't even know that was Italian. I thought that was just a New England thing.
It is, right? But he made it in like an Italian way. It had like balsamic vinaigrette on it, and it was like garlicky. It was so good. Kim and I were like,
I might just eat that instead of a meal.
Yeah, no, it was an appetizer. They only give you two, and it's unfortunately pretty, and it's like, what, for an appetizer, like $25 for an appetizer. It's a little bit pricey.
Yeah. Might as well be on the Cape.
But the portions, I got the pasta al forno, $23. I got 3 meals out of it. The plate was like the size of my chest cavity.
They're giving you legit Italian rationing out there.
It's family style for sure. It's definitely meant to be shared. It was not meant for one person. But the portions are huge, so you do get that bang for your buck.
Cool with that. We like that.
Yeah, it was a fan, and honestly, I don't know. Maybe as I'm getting older, I really enjoy finer just really good food done well. And this is a guy who goes to the 99 frequently, so sometimes not always, but
it's still good. Nice
the 99
thing. Ain't nobody ever complained about that.
The 99 rules. That is like me and Kim's favorite fucking hole in the wall type spot. Great beer, cheap. It's so cheap. We leave stuffed for like $70.
Good vibe too.
Great vibe.
Not too upscale. You go in there, a hoodie and some jeans, be comfortable, eat good food, just chilling.
Dude, I go in sweatpants.
Even better. If I had nice enough pair of sweatpants, then I'd wear them out too, but I don't.
Yeah, these are my dress sweats.
My dress sweats. Yeah, that's integral. With the stay-at-home work now, you got to have a pair of dress sweats to put on underneath your suit top.
I got sworn into the state of Maryland bar in like a full suit and tie up top, like this. Like you can only see this.
Yeah, the top half.
And I had sweatpants on.
Yeah.
I tucked my suit into my sweatpants. But yeah, we are about to tip here in Boston against the lowly Pacers. Celtics are 10.5 point favorites tonight, so pretty heavy favorites. The over/under is 236.5 points. Steve, early predictions on the game. Any action you would take on this?
They moved the line to 10.5.
Mm-hmm.
Still a big line.
Yeah.
I would take the Pacers to cover that. I mean, the Celtics coming out back off a long road trip. We've struggled in a couple of games already.
You
And
think they cover?
the hide of this team mm, could be showing tonight. After 2 games of 2 nights of rest, we haven't been playing well. But Tatum, I expect him to go over whatever the over under is for him because off the 2 nights rest, he always plays well.
I thought they put him at 26.5 or something like that.
It's low. I would take the over on that. And who on the Pacers is stopping him?
Miles Turner is like one of the best defensive players in the league.
I mean, yeah, but he has to sit out there with Al Horford out in the corner because Al's shooting like 75% on corner threes.
Yeah, no, they have that guy. I can't remember his name. I frequently pick him up on the waivers for fantasy. He like wears the rec specs.
Oh, I know the guy you're talking about.
He plays power forward. They can kick him out and he can cover. Miles Turner never really stays out of the paint. I mean, when he does, it's pretty much lunch meat. But when he's in the paint, he's a force. But yeah, so you got the Pacers covering. I actually like the Celtics to cover at 10.5. We just tipped.
Yep. You're a little bit behind me again. I got the cable advantage. I think I'm gonna pay for League Pass for the rest of the year, to be honest.
Yeah, what is it like? $40
$15 a month.
For how many more months? Like till July?
I mean June at the latest.
Yeah.
If the Celtics make it that far, I might even pay for it through June just so I can watch the moves. It's the only thing I really want to watch.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of time for nothing that's not NBA.
Yeah. Like once in a while, me and Paige will watch a movie on HBO or something, but nothing crazy.
I'm gonna do a little because we didn't give you a Masterminds episode because my co-host is unreliable. Jimmy, I'm going to give a little beer review. We got the Jack Abbey Craft Lager, Banner City Light Lager.
I like
Haven't
that
had it
beer a lot.
yet.
I like that beer a lot. We that's one of my customers actually at work. Is
Jack Abbey.
Yeah, we do a couple. We have a couple times we go down there once every once every other month. I'll go down there and pick up a load from them.
That's what she said.
I pick Jack and also Abby. It's phenomenal. I would not.
Whoa, how is that not a travel?
I'm not gonna disparage the Jacks or the Abbeys over there in Framingham, but it's a very nice brewery. It's very nice over there. I like it a lot. They have a pizza maker over there. I'm sure it's probably phenomenal.
Probably one of the most famous breweries in Boston, and Mass, from Mass, I guess.
There's other ones that are more famous, but yeah, it's definitely up there.
Yeah, Harpoon, right? Obviously, because Trulies are ginormous, but like,
I didn't realize Truly was part of Harpoon.
yeah.
Is it really? You sure? I don't think it is. I think Truly's its own thing.
No, I'm fairly certain.
It might get bottled by one of the bigger companies, but I don't think they make it though.
Boston Beer Company.
Oh, gotta finish that one, boys. Yeah, I like seeing Tatum play out of the post more, which is something that you can do when Rob's not on the floor and you start White.
Oh, you mean you don't like see him chucking fucking useless threes all the time?
I mean, until last week, you thought that he was a good 3-point shooter until I told you his percentages.
He's not a bad 3-point shooter. He's just slightly below league average.
Below average is
Slightly below it. He's not like way below average. He's literally a fraction of a point away from league average.
the amount he shoots, though, that's not good.
But I think that's also because of
2 or 3 a game, yeah, but he shoots like 7 threes a game, shooting below average.
yeah, but can't the fact that he launches a million threes also be the reason why he's shooting slightly below league average? Like,
If you're gonna shoot that many threes, you should be efficient doing it. If you got a green light to shoot that many, then you should be doing it more efficiently.
I still stand by it. I don't think Tatum's a bad 3-point shooter.
But I mean, I'd still like him playing out of the post more than I like him playing off the top.
I like him anywhere where he's going inside. I just wish he finished stronger at the rim. He finished. I don't know. I just don't like how he goes to the rack a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's the long season. He's tired. I think once the playoffs start, he's gonna go to the rim a lot more.
Yeah, no, going to the rim. He goes to the rim. I just want him to go hard to the rim.
Yeah. Like
Not
that.
try and
Tyrese
do
Halliburton.
like a fucking light toss. But let me give this a sit.
bang.
It's supposed to be a light lager. It is light. It's pretty good though. I like
It's
it.
got a taste to it. I remember that. It's not particularly crisp, but it's got a good taste. It's a little effervescent almost. Got an answer on the Trulies or
Yeah, and I got a weird one. I thought it was Harpoon. It's
Boston Beer Company?
Boston Beer Company, which I thought was a restaurant. No, that's
BBC,
beer. That's
British
Beer
Beer Company.
Works.
There's Boston Beer Works and there's British Beer Company,
Yeah,
which I think is just a South Shore thing. South Shore
I
beer.
think they're like going on the way of the dinosaur.
Yeah,
Whoo, Tatum for
I
three.
went there like forever ago, like 2 or 3 summers ago, and I was like, this place is dead. It looks like it's a place for the olds.
They're no longer in Pembroke, Mass, our hometown.
Oh, the one over in like the Hanover Pembroke line over there shut
Yeah,
down.
it's a different place. It's like a Irish. I mean, it's still kind of the same style, but it's not BBC.
I'm gonna crack into my New England beer in 1 minute once I finish this one. I already had crack before we started. Right now, I'm drinking a Big Wave Golden Ale by Kona Brewing.
Oh, I love Big Wave.
They're really good.
That's like one of my favorite non-mass beers.
I had one on draft when I was in Disney. It was like the end of the night. It was like one of those humid, like 80-degree nights or whatever, and it was like a nice crisp Kona Brewing Golden Ale. Oh, it's beautiful. Love that.
It tastes like pineapples.
Oh, not really. I wish
It has a little bit of pineapple. It definitely has a little bit of pineapple in it.
did pineapple. I think you're nuts. I think
No,
you're drinking a different beer.
no way.
Wow.
What does it say on the? What is it? I know what it is, Steve. What does it say on the beer
Hey,
can?
hey, Grumpy. Hey. I know what it is. Okay.
Yeah, I think you're the only person alive that thinks Kona Big Wave doesn't have little hints of pineapple.
I'm not seeing any pineapple in here. Huh? Not telling me anything on here about pineapple. I think you're on crack.
Fucking suck me, dude.
I can present it good. Now I'm going to move on to my New England beer, which is going to be Second Fiddle by Fiddlehead Brewing out of Shelburne, Vermont. Love a nice Vermont. I don't have a glass to pour it into. I'm going to drink out of the can like a plug.
Kona has a soft fruit aroma that is reminiscent of pineapple and passion fruit.
Okay, you get that taste. I don't get that taste.
You fucking.
I've tasted better, more grapefruit in some IPAs.
Well, nobody said grapefruit.
We said passion fruit. I'm done. What do you want from me?
There's a difference between a passion fruit and a grapefruit, Steve.
I know. I just said that I am dumb. I did not
Oh.
say that I was right. I said that I was dumb. So
Um,
just pile on Steve. This isn't the Masterminds podcast. I'm supposed to be part of this podcast. Fucking
Celtics looking pretty good so far. Defense is tough. It's a tough defensive game, so that under looks pretty good. But Boston is 4 for 5 from three tonight so far.
that's pretty
And
good.
ladies and gentlemen, that is the magic.
One of the misses was a corner L3, and that never happens.
Yeah, it was in and out too. It was close.
Yeah, you rimmed it out. It was the first shot of the game. They like running that play to Al in the first shot of the game.
It's a good. I mean, it's a high percentage shot. I read a whole article on it from the Athletic. The corner three, a la like the Al Horford type, where it's a catch and shoot, has become one of the most popular plays this past season. It used to be run 13% of all offensive possessions up until this year. This year is now 20% of offensive possessions in that corner three. And Al Horford's the third. He's third in the league in 3-point percentage behind, can you guess who?
Malcolm Brogdon is one of them.
Well, yeah, he is. He is one of them.
Is it
But he's not one.
D White's not the other one. No, the other one's like Kevin Huerter or something like that.
Nope, but close.
Weird. Or is that a random White?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, random. He got traded famously.
A White that got traded famously.
Well, not I mean, recently. I
Bobby
guess.
Orr?
Yeah, a lot of 3-point shots he made. Big Brony.
Who is it? I'm sure once you say it, I'm going to remember.
Luke Kennard.
Yeah, that's somebody. Yeah, that was who picked him up.
Memphis Grizzlies.
That's a good pickup for them. They needed shooting.
Well, I think they need a lot. I mean, what they need is just a star player to not be a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I mean, granted, even when he doesn't play, they still win, which is the wild part.
Yeah, they're a good team all around. I mean, they're in a lot of trouble now because Brandon Clark's out for the year. Steven Adams is basically done. I know they sat him again for for a reevaluation in a few weeks, but
Yeah, I
and
think they're
Ja
going
was out
to
for
do
a
it
few
before the
weeks.
end of the season, really.
Huh?
I think they're going to reevaluate Steven Adams right before the end of the season. I can't blame him. You already got the 2 seed. Like, why am I going to make my big get hurt?
Yeah, no, he has to come back for the playoffs. I would imagine he's going to, but I mean they have Triple J. He's the best defensive player in the league right now.
Yeah, he's right up there. There's been arguments for other guys, but I can definitely see. I wouldn't say no if you said Triple J.
Who's better than him?
Uh,
I think Miles Turner's as close.
who?
Miles Turner is one of the when he plays defense, he's one of the best defenders in the
When he
league.
plays defense, that's a big thing. I mean, you still got your your Kawhi's out there. You got your Marcus Smarts.
Brooke Lopez.
Brooke Lopez is one that's pushing for it. He's a pretty big part of that defense.
Hmm. And oh, by the way, he plays for actually probably the best defensive player in the league, in Giannis.
Yeah,
You know.
it's one of those awards.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the MVP where it's like never going to go to the guy who's actually like Giannis would win both every. Basically, should win the both every year.
Yeah, like LeBron should have had both basically every year,
Yeah.
10, 12 years.
Hmm.
But it's just like one of those things where you can't just give it to the same guy every year. Like Jordan would have like 10 MVPs or something like that. Like LeBron would have like 15.
So
Yeah,
your Celtics are up 18-15 here, halfway through the first.
So right now it's not particularly a good defensive game.
No.
I mean, you're halfway through the first. That means it's gonna be 36-30 at the end of the first, and then if that pace keeps up, then you're gonna end up with 120 to 144 game. So that over's looking nice on this pace.
Remember you fucking said that you don't like the over, and you're like, who do the Pacers have? Bro,
Yeah,
they just have they get points. I don't know how they
I don't know
do
how
it.
they do it, but they get points. I give them that. They don't win a lot of games, but they get points.
Halliburton obviously isn't. I mean, all star. He's probably one of the best young players in the league. Turner, for some reason, likes to destroy the Celtics when he plays us.
He had
Scored 40 points. Hmm.
He had like 8 threes or something stupid like that.
Yeah. Buddy Hield is. I don't think he's playing today.
Mm,
I haven't seen him out there.
I don't think he was on the injury report when I saw it.
I thought they started with Nembhard in there, who's a scorer. He is a scorer. He's a rookie, but he's a scorer.
No Brogdon tonight either. Like, he was on the injury report for the Celtics, so that's a tough loss.
Yeah. At this point, I'm like,
It's more D White minutes, so it's not like the drop off is anything at all.
I mean, in theory, this is a game you should win by double digit points.
Yeah.
Like
Pacers have
you,
nothing left to play for. They're just out there hooping.
but we know how the Celtics team likes to play down the competition for whatever reason.
Especially on like I said, after a long road trip. They do it a lot.
Yeah, they're not going away. Neesmith always likes to toot, like he likes to. Oh, that's Buddy Hield right there, isn't he? 24.
It might be.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Punches somebody in the dick, then you'll know if it's him.
If he what?
If he punches somebody in the dick, that's how you really know if it's Buddy Hield.
Is he a dick puncher?
Oh yeah, he did to DeMarcus Cousins. He was coming around the screen. And he just Boogie was setting his screen. He just came up and uppercutted him right in the cock. What the fuck are you doing?
Are we sure it wasn't an accident? I mean, you have to imagine it's a pretty big target.
Snogging on his wife over there. Oh, he's spitting game. Oh my god! Wait till you see that one right behind Joe Mazzulla when it kicks over to him. Oh my god!
Damn, I must be like fucking a whole 2 minutes behind you. Jesus.
He has 4 minutes left in the game right now, basically for me. Or in the quarter. There's 4 minutes left in the game. Yeah.
Oh my God, Grant, what the hell? Yeah, 4 minutes left in the game. That was pretty quick, and that's been the Banner report.
3.5 quarters.
Oh yeah, is that Wick Rouseback?
It looked like it for a second, but there's no way he's sitting courtside. He's got his own box somewhere. Nobody can bother.
Sometimes he says courtside if he's sitting with like a guest.
Yeah, didn't he sit? Oh no, it was the mayor that sat with the prince, whatever, and his wife when they were there.
Michelle Wu.
Yeah, I think it was her.
What was it? An Asian lady?
Or it was the one with the glasses. That might not make sense.
Thomas Menino, who's been dead for like a decade.
No, no, the lady with the glasses. I can't remember her name right now.
Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, but that would
She's
make
a
sense.
senator. No, she's in Washington, or she should be.
Who knows? Who knows with these people?
Well, I mean, I do. I used to work in the field.
Yeah, you know they're not doing their job.
Elizabeth Warren does her job.
Okay, well, as long as somebody is. Come on.
Oh fuck.
Here, Bubba.
Um.
Do you think Jalen keeps the mask through the playoffs? He's playing well
God,
with
I
the
hope
mask
not.
on. He's playing really well with the mask on, though.
Yeah, but I imagine he'd probably play better without it.
I don't know. Maybe it makes him feel more comfortable now. He's gotten used to it.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't like to have anything on my face like that. That's what she said.
I mean, well, Rip Hamilton played his whole career with it.
Yeah, and he's a pretty goddamn good player, but Marcus Smart's better than him. I mean, Jalen Brown. Yeah.
That's actually that's a comparison that I actually wouldn't hate is Marcus Smart and Rip Hamilton.
I think Marcus Smart's better than Rip Hamilton.
Think so?
Maybe not scoring the basket. Rip Hamilton was pretty prolific in scoring the rock, but defensively, Marcus Smart's maybe the best defensive guard since Gary Payton.
But they're both, but like it's not. I think Rip Hamilton was a bad defender though too.
No, I think he's probably pretty good.
And then he also had the scoring, so like it's kind of like a yin and yang kind of thing.
Yeah, but he wasn't. I mean, I don't think he was a 3-point. Not that I can remember much of his career because I was very young. I don't think he was much of a shooter. I think he was an inside scorer, like a slasher.
Like Marcus Smart isn't much of a scorer at all.
Yeah, but he's a pretty good shooter. He is. I mean, he's scored more 3-pointers than Larry Bird.
That's one of those. That's one of those stats that's kind of huge. That's one of the ones where numbers lie.
No, Marcus Smart's a good. I would say he probably shoots. I would say he probably shoots 36% from three.
Probably shoots league average, yeah. I think that Rip Hamilton was probably around league average back then, shooting threes too, but it just wasn't a 3-point league.
Yeah, it was like probably 32, 34%.
Yeah, and that those Pistons teams, they weren't really shooters.
Let's go Halliburton with a tech.
I'm gonna beat him up. I mean, he really has a.
He seems like a weasel.
He has
kind
a
of a
gripe on
weasel.
that one.
Oh, he definitely got fouled. Yeah, for sure. But he always bitches. God.
You see, Luca got fined $35,000
Because he gave him the money sign.
Money sign when he's looking at the refs. Like, that's great.
That is one of the topics I have. The Mavs and Luca. So while we're here, we might as well talk about it for a bit. The Mavs are filing a grievance against that inbound play against the Warriors.
Yeah.
To review that, I was watching the game, but I went to pee or fucked off on my phone for a bit.
Random third quarter inbound thing and coming back off a break where you're not paying attention, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so if they do get it, they have to play that game again from that moment.
Yeah.
There's no way that happens, right?
I don't think so. There's only
No way.
2 games that have ever been replayed because of like a grievance like that. One of them was Shaq fouled out in like the third quarter of a game or something like that. So they replayed from there, and then I can't remember what the other one was. Something to do with the Hawks, I think. I don't know if it's egregious enough for them to replay a whole game, but it is the West, and the seating is very tight over there and trying to make a playoff spot.
Yeah, I think they said
the game by 2 points, and the who was it? The
Warriors.
The Warriors got a free 2 points out of it,
and they were the worst road team in like the NBA, so they probably weren't going to win.
Probably, I don't know what the records are. I mean,
they're like legitimately one of the worst road teams.
And like, let's be real here, we don't count the bottom 3 teams' records for anything.
I'm just gonna say like they're I think from the 4 seed down the West, each team is 2 games out of 4th place.
Yeah, it's wild.
from the 12th seed. They're all like 2 games away.
Well, no, I would say 12 seed. Well,
No,
12 seed maybe.
I forget what it was. I
Because like
forget what it is.
then you start getting into your Houston's and your San Antonios, and they're not anywhere close to the playoffs.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. Unless they're playing the Celtics for some reason, they just destroy us.
Well, looks like yeah, we don't feel like playing.
Yeah, I wish they would. I wish you would feel like playing every game, you bastards. But yeah, so they're filing a grievance. We'll see what comes of that. Yeah, but Kyrie's on the mend. He's coming back. The Mavs, man, they were like once they got Kyrie at the trade deadline or right around that a week before, they were favorites of the West to come out of the West before Kevin Durant got moved. I never really saw the vision in that.
Hell no. I don't see any vision. You got two ball. Well, Luca at least will swing the rock. Kyrie has no interest in really passing the ball like that. And it's like Kyrie's great as a number two, and you have LeBron. He's not great as a number two for anybody else. Like they couldn't make it work in Brooklyn with Kevin Durant. Like they're not going to make it work in Dallas with Luca. And you move so much for him, and you don't have any defense left anymore. Like they moved Dorian Finney-Smith, which is probably one of their better defenders on that team. Now you start Luca and Kyrie. Like you have two different guys on that team that you're just going to go eat. Like, and it's a guard heavy league. It's a guard heavy West. It's like that's easy money for anybody. They're gonna run up the score on them. The Dallas is gonna try and play the we're gonna outscore you game, and that's gonna be fun for a little bit, and then you're gonna get to the playoffs and it's not gonna work anymore.
They just don't have they don't have a solid cast around those two. Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna claim I know a lot about the Mavs, but I remember they moved a shitload of stuff for Kyrie, and that was a lot of their bench and their depth.
Well, they got that rookie. Oh, God, I can't remember his name, but he's pretty good. I just can't remember his name. Anyways, I was correct when I said from the 4 seed down to the 12 seed is literally they're all within 2.5 games of each other. So like you look at Phoenix is the 4th seed. They're 10.5 games out of first. The Clippers 10.5 the 5th seed so in descending order. Phoenix 10.5, LA Clippers 10.5, Golden State 11.5, Minnesota 12.5, Dallas 13, Lakers 13, New Orleans 13, OKC 13, and Utah 13.5.
Yeah.
So it's real close.
That's the only thing that's really gonna push. I think that's the thing that Mark Cuban's gonna push for when he wants to get this replay. Because it's all right there. And it's like seeding and fighting for a playoff spot. It's like
I mean, they're in the playoffs.
Up by 2, but seeding is still important though. I just want it for the chaos of it because I just want to see like how they like like how are they gonna put it on TV? Like
It's just where you pick the game up.
A whole block for 3 hours, like on Comcast, they'll cut out 3 hours for a Celtics game. But hey, we have a game that's like halfway through the third quarter that we're gonna play, and like who's gonna play? How are they going to warm up for this? Like, is it just going to be 5 stars playing the whole third and fourth quarter? Like, I just want to see what happens.
The Warriors have to fly back out to Dallas, or would have to. Yeah, that's why I don't think
they play on a neutral court, or do they have to play in Dallas? Or?
I think they have to go back and play it in Dallas.
Like, how's Dallas going to sell those tickets? That's another thing. Like, how many fans are going to show up for like a quarter and a half of play? Are they allowed to have fans? If they're not allowed to have fans, then there's no point in even going back to Dallas to do it. And then you have to schedule it around whatever's going on in the Dallas arena. If there's like concerts or anything like that, you have to schedule it around all that.
That's what I'm saying. It ain't gonna happen. There's too many.
I want
things.
it to happen just because I love all the chaos of it. It doesn't affect me in any way.
Yeah, we're over here. You know, the East is pretty settled. Besides the first 2-3 seeds, like
we're gonna end up either 1, 2, or 3. So
yeah, and it's a 3-way jump, like shunt to the first place. While we're here on the Mavericks, Luka, and we talked a little about this on our text, but what do you think? Do you think he's going to be a Maverick for life, or do you think he's going to want out like I don't know, man. If these Euro guys are pretty tricky when it comes to that. Like generally, they're pretty loyal.
They never ask for trades. Like a lot of them should have asked for trades, but they don't. Like Dirk should have asked for a trade forever ago, like way before he ended up retiring, and he's just stayed with the Mavs and grinded out, and he got a title out of it.
Yeah, they
Just
were
one,
always kind of close, like contending. You know,
kind of, but never like really, really contending. They were
they
always like
went they went to two finals. Am I right?
one.
Well, they won one, and I'm pretty sure.
They went to like Western Conference Finals, and they would end up getting beat by the Lakers and stuff. But they never went back to another finals against like LeBron and them. But
I
anyways,
thought
I
they
don't
went
want to see
to.
Luca going through that. I don't want to see Luca spending a 20-year career in Dallas and then getting waiting till the very end of his career, and then they finally decide to put the pieces around him and then hope that it works.
Well, I mean,
That was kind of like
getting
a hope and wish title.
what?
I mean, like they just slapped some stuff together and said, "Hey, Dirk, can you make one more run?" And he said, "Sure," and then they ended up winning.
Oh, they definitely. I mean, they should. That was definitely a fucking Hail Mary title. They should not have won that.
Yeah, I don't want to see that happening for Luca for his career. Like I want to see them actually put pieces around him, and the only thing they've tried to do is gut their team for Kyrie Irving, who's going to go to the Lakers after this year. Like he's not staying; he's going to go to the Lakers. He's going to go play
He
with LeBron.
didn't sign a deal with them.
No, it was just purely for the end of this year. They gave up all that for a guy who's not even going to be signed for next year.
That's crazy. You'd mortgage your team for like a guy who's a rental.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, at least the Suns, when they mortgaged it for Kevin Durant, he has 3 or 4 years left on that contract,
Yeah,
and he's a much better player than Kyrie, and he fits every system that you could ever put him into.
much better.
Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
I mean, all time, Kyrie Irving's probably one of the best offensive players in the league still.
I mean, yeah, but Kevin Durant, you don't have to run any plays for him.
Kyrie is the best ISO player in the fucking planet. Like
Yeah, but not as good as Kevin Durant still, though. Kevin Durant's still a better
Kevin
ice
Durant's just he can shoot wherever he wants. Kyrie's a little bit smaller, but
pretty slow.
Kyrie, I think
He's
you're sleeping
new.
on the dude.
He's
He's
still really
arguably
good.
better than he used to be.
I don't think he's better than he used to be.
I think last year was like
He's the second
statistically
best
one
player
of
in
his
his own
best
team right now.
years.
I think he's the second best player in his team right now.
Yeah, well, it's tough.
And if he's second fiddle to Luca, then he's definitely nowhere close to Kevin Durant. That's Kevin Leviticus Durant we're talking about.
Just remember here, folks, that now I have to put in the Kevin Wayne Durant that little slide that I always put in.
Yeah,
Uh,
the thing about Kevin Durant too is that you could put him in any offense and he doesn't change it. He slides in perfectly. He's a plug and play player, but he's a top 7 player of all time, something like that. Maybe even higher than that.
I
And
mean,
he's
for
still,
you, I don't think he's a top 10 player of all time for me. But he's close. He's close.
I mean, skill wise, I think he's probably top 7. Going straight down to skill.
Yeah, I mean, offense, shooting the ball, I don't think maybe we've ever seen anybody who's a
Offensively,
pure
and then
shooter.
defensively, what he did in Golden State that one year he was there,
Yeah, his defense is kind of an underrated portion of his game.
he was so great just playing off ball and just he played the Robert Williams, played free safety, and just went out there and just swatted the shit out of people.
Well, he was a beanpole coming in. He's very much Giannis like
Well,
with like huh?
he still is kind of a being boy. He doesn't have a whole
Yeah,
lot.
but he did bulk up.
Yeah, he bulked up a little bit. That was just natural bulking up. I don't think that it was ever a game plan for him and his trainers to put muscle on or anything like that.
No, he's not like Giannis in the sense that Giannis is a fucking tank.
Giannis, Giannis is a gym rat. Like he's he's in the gym after every game.
But Kevin Durant blows his
I'm
offensive
working on
game
his
away.
He's
Yeah.
working on his game. He's not in the gym getting gains.
No.
Like that's different because they play a different style, which is fine.
Yeah, but I mean, listen,
Giannis,
if Giannis ever develops a jump shot like Kevin Durant, buddy, it's over for
oh,
everybody.
oh yeah. Remember when he was like a rookie in his first, second, third years, he actually had a pretty decent jump shot.
I mean, he's not awful. He's not like Shaq. He's not like brutal where he can't do anything. He just is like below average from 15 and out, and definitely at the line.
And he knows the one thing I like about Giannis is that he knows that when he takes that three, he's letting you off the hook. So he doesn't take them a lot.
Yeah.
Because the way he plays, it'd be real easy for him just to stop and shoot a three. He'd be like, hey, I don't feel like running into 5 guys on this possession. but
Yeah,
he just always is like, oh, I'm just gonna go to the hole.
and the defense sags off them because they're trying to set themselves up and the fuck the set literally play like Red Rover with him.
That's what they do. It's great.
Red Rover, send Giannis right over, and they're like looking away as he's running.
You need riot shields in the paint to stop that guy. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's an animal.
Never seen a force like that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we never saw Shaq play, but well, we did, but not.
I was
really.
at Shaq's last game, actually.
Yeah, but his career ended long before that.
Yeah. I remember seeing him run down the sideline, and all of a sudden I watched him fall down and grab his calf, and I was like, he's not playing again, is he?
All right. Cheers to you, Shaq. Nice knowing you.
I wasn't even old enough to drink yet.
Was that 2013 or
I was 11, dude.
11? Yeah.
We weren't even seniors in high school yet.
Good Lord, we were fucking.
It might have even been even earlier than that.
Yeah, we were kids. Holy crap.
No, I had to be around 2011 because he came in after the championship to the Celtics. So that'd be 2010, 2011, something like that.
Something like that.
Also, Jason Tatum, 7 of 11 for 17 points right now.
I see 7 out of 10. So he obviously comes down and misses one.
I apologize for that one. It was in the middle of a post up while I started talking.
It's all right. Regardless, he's having a good game.
Starting off hot. Like I said, take the over on Tatum, but take the Pacers to cover. And right now they are just staying right in there.
They're a scrappy team, dude. I do like their pieces. I just think they're developing. They're a few years of development away, and obviously a few pieces.
I think 1 or 2 years they'll be playoff. They'll be in the playoffs. I think maybe next year they might even be in the playoffs.
I mean, listen, they have their star.
Oh, God damn it.
In Halliburton. They have their star. And Turner's a very solid 2 or 3 piece. He's like a really good center player that you would like to have.
And they have Benedict Mathurin, too.
Mathurin, yep. Victor, I think it's Victor Nembhard.
Yeah, he's good, too. I'm getting scrappy. I like it.
Oh, a smart guy hitting the nut bag.
Oh, yeah. That guy's beanbag takes a beating. I wish the guy would just put a fucking cup on.
Dude, I played every single year. I played a lot of sports growing up. I never wore a cup for any of them.
I wore a cup when, I'm sure I probably wore a cup when I played baseball, but I was a little kid. I don't remember. But I wore one when I played football. I wore one when I played basketball, but I was usually the guy running into people, so I didn't really have to worry about it. I was a big boy out there.
Aaron Neesmith.
Yeah,
I like that they have Neesmith, huh?
I like that he's getting the shot. I feel like he was always a pretty decent player, but he just never had a chance.
He's a project player.
He never had a chance to grow on the Celtics. There was no spot for him. It's like
you say that, but like
no spot for him this year either.
I think they'd have a spot for him if, like, I mean, Sam Hauser. He would have Sam Hauser's minutes. Now, is he as good of a player as Sam Hauser? I don't know.
I think he's probably better than Sam Hauser, to be honest. But
he's definitely not shooting the ball. Sam Hauser is one of the better shooters in the league.
What you need him to do, Sam Hauser fits better because he's a good 3-point shooter, but he needs consistent minutes to be a good 3-point shooter. Talking about
Neesmith.
Neesmith, yeah. Hauser, like he can come in cold off the bench at any time. Like he has 2 or 3 games where he doesn't play, then he comes in the next game, hits 2 or 3 threes. Neesmith didn't have that because he was still a rookie, still trying to figure it out.
Yeah. The thing I like about Neesmith's game the most is he's very active defensively. Like he's just very.
Something's going to happen when Neesmith is on the floor. It's good or bad. Is it good or bad? Something is going to happen. It's going to be exciting.
One thing you can never say about him is that he didn't try.
Effort is phenomenal.
He's trying. He's just not really. He might not be successful.
It doesn't always work out, but he tries. It's all you can ask for when you got a guy that's coming off the bench like that, you know?
Yeah, I was like kind of sad to see him go. Another guy that I kind of miss is Romeo Langford. He's not obvious. He's like basically out of the league. He's in Sacramento. No, he's in San Antonio.
Yeah. He got traded over to San Antonio,
And if Pop can't give you something to do, then or can't develop you, then I don't like your chances.
Yeah. I mean, there's another one where it's like, hey, you just don't have. There's just no minutes for you. I feel bad for anybody that's really getting drafted by the Celtics right now because you're not going to get time on this team.
Yeah, I mean you say that, but Grant Williams earned his. I mean he was a 22nd overall pick. He earned his
Yeah, but
minutes.
he was a 22nd overall pick with intangibles like being 6'7" and being a really good defender. Like JD Davison is not going to ever play on this team. Like except for in blowouts or whatever, but he's never going to play meaningful minutes on this team. Guards and wings are never going to play meaningful minutes on this team because we're loaded with guards and wings.
Yeah, like JD Davidson's forever screwed.
Yeah, I mean he was a second round pick, so I didn't think he was ever really going to play. But
Ah, you never know. I mean, listen though, the best player in the league's a second round pick.
it's true. Oh,
Um, what?
Oh,
What?
Jokic. You think of Jokic?
Well, yeah, I didn't mean Giannis.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, yeah. I was like, yeah, yeah. I was like, oh wait, no, he was a 15th overall pick, right behind
Yeah, somebody we could have had. We drafted the
Elliot
clinic.
Olynyk.
Fuck, I bet fucking Danny Ainge wishes he had that one back.
Shit happens. I mean, you hit
It's
on
a pretty big shit to happen. Listen, I mean, everybody missed out on him. Well, not everybody, but the 15 people in front of him missed out on him.
all the teams that needed him missed out on him. Let's be real.
Yeah.
After the 15th pick, then you start getting into teams that are already making the playoffs and already have something built.
Um, whatever it is, these Celtics and Pacers teams do not like each other. Last game was really scrappy too between Marcus and uh, Mathurin
Mhm.
and
Halliburton.
Halliburton. Yes,
Halliburton and him were getting into it last game. I loved it.
yeah, it was very chippy.
I don't think it was really chill. I think it was more competitive. I think afterwards, Smart was still giving him love after the game.
I mean, listen, they don't like. I think NBA beef's always kind of a joke.
There's some that are real though.
Yeah, like what though?
Like anybody in the league likes Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, his teammates. They don't have to play against him.
His teammates don't even like him that much. I don't think. That's what Draymond said. Draymond said your teammates don't even like you.
Nobody. Yeah, but Draymond's also a kind of a guy who's like, well, I know at least one of your teammates doesn't like you. You fucking knocked his ass out.
The rest of them are starting to get tired too. You know what I'm really
Oh,
tired of is every time the Warriors are getting washed, Klay Thompson puts up the four fingers. Like, yeah, we can't take those four rings away from you, but guess what? You're still down 20 right now.
listen, I mean, the guy makes a good point. Like, I don't think the Celtics, we can't fucking talk. They beat the shit out of it. Like that.
Yeah, they didn't really beat the shit out of us. They beat us in the finals. But we beat the shit out of them this year, and then they're all talking, oh, we got the rings. Like, yeah, sure. You could say that when you're talking to the Celtics.
Listen,
You're
they're still the
playing,
reigning champs. They still
I
get to
mean, but if
brag.
you're playing the Grizzlies, like, then you're getting beat by 20 and you're putting up the four rings. Like, you've lost that already. And it's
Well,
like,
what can you brag
also,
about?
Klay Thompson, you were probably like the third or fourth best player on those teams every year.
No, when they were before Kevin Durant, he was the second best player.
Draymond was much more important to that team than Klay Thompson in those years.
Hey, listen, I'm to this day a big Draymond defender.
I like Draymond. Well, I don't like Draymond, but I definitely see how much more important he was to those teams than Klay because all of Klay's buckets were coming off of Draymond passes.
I mean, the guy was a triple double. Like he was like
And
he
Klay
was literally
Thompson,
a triple double for like a season for seasons.
and Klay Thompson was only open because Steph Curry was getting doubled and tripled.
I think you're kind of being a little bit bitter. Clay Thompson was like probably the best 3-and-D guy in the league for a long time. Besides maybe like I can't even think of somebody like him.
Why?
Yeah, he's not really 3-and-D, is he? I mean, he is, but
They probably shot around the same
he's
percentage.
he's like an all around superstar. Like Kawhi Leonard's a superstar player. He was at a beginning a 3-and-D guy on the Spurs teams, but then when he started being the
MVPs.
man,
Yeah,
huh?
two finals MVPs.
No, yeah, he's the man. Like I don't think he's just a 3-and-D guy. He's a superstar.
And also, if you're a 3-and-D guy on a team that won four rings, like how are you going to be the one that's claiming four rings? You know, what I mean?
He's like the worm. He
He's
just
a
gets
one
under
trick pony. He's a one trick pony. That's all he is.
he gets under people's skin, man. He got under the whole city of Boston's skin. We got under his.
I think
There's no love lost.
think he's a big baby.
Yeah, I don't like when he's just like, "Oh, Boston said fuck you." I've never seen people say "fuck you" before. Dude, you play professional sports. You've definitely seen somebody in the crowd in fucking Indiana say "fuck you." Like if you look hard enough. But Boston's an easy target.
It's an easy target. It's like, come on. In the finals, you're gonna get upset about them talking shit to you. Like, come on, let's be real here.
Having said that, being speaking of Boston fans and being easy targets, Jaylen Brown, um, pretty famously in the news this past week. With this, we talked about him last week. His article in the New York Times, and there's been another article since then about his time in Cal and how he wants to be more than just a basketball player, which is fantastic. I don't dislike that. I think that's a great thing to use your platform for. But now the rumors are swirling. He want out of Boston because he's had such a hard time here apparently with his business. Being black in Boston, it's hard.
Which is wild.
Buying a house, and the litany of issues that in it, the racial inequitable issues in Boston. What do we think about him? What do we think about him this past week? And then we'll get into the future.
I think it looks a little bit worse than it is because some of those comments came out as like, "Oh, I'll be here if they want me," and I don't know what my future holds. But that piece was also started. It was written in January is when that started, and that was right
Mm-hmm.
around when the trade rumors came out for him for Durant again. And it's like if all those trade rumors are going around and you're talking about this, that, and the third, about oh well, I'll stay if they want me because they're talking about trading me right now. And then
Well,
that piece doesn't drop until after the playoffs or after the trade deadline's over, then like it's gonna look like oh he's just talking about leaving, but he was at the time it was written, it was prevalent to what was going on, and it's also a little bit of um I want my contract, I want my max, which he's gonna get his max anyways, and we're gonna try and give him more if we can, depending on whether he's all NBA. But a little bit of when it comes to the contract stuff and the leaving stuff, that's kind of how I sit on it. The rest of it with the Donda Sports and the Kyrie Irving stuff and the being standoffish about that rubs me a little bit the wrong way because, like we talked about off podcast, it's you can be the smartest guy in the room and everything like that, and you can say that you want to talk about these issues, but then as soon as somebody else brings up a different point, for you just to be standoffish and not address what you said was wrong and what you did was wrong. It just kind of comes off as wrong, and it's just not a good look for him.
yeah. So I mean, I have a few thoughts on what you said. I'll start with what you ended on. I agree. I think like we discussed it last episode. It's not just inequity for African Americans in Boston or in America or across the globe. Inequity for anybody is wrong, and for you to be tight with Kanye West, who's been pretty vehemently anti-Semitic, and for you to be represented by him, and when people question you on it, and you straight up say, "I'm not answering those questions," but you're willing to talk about it the other side of your mouth about the inequities for African American people in Boston, it's it's just hypocritical, and it makes you unlikable, and it devalues the valid points you're bringing up on the other hand, and not a great look. I don't like that he's silent on that, and it makes me think that he's either not he he might be like allegedly could be anti-Semitic, and he actually has vitriol towards Jewish people, or he doesn't care, which is also bad, or he's just not as smart as we thought he was, is. But I don't know. I mean, I just hope he speaks out on it and he does admit like, hey, I screwed up. That would get me back in his good get him back in my good graces, I suppose. Um, on him leaving or not, I don't know if that's the case. I hope not. I would love. I mean, I hope we pay him. If the issue is money, he's like, hey, listen, I'll play in Boston forever if you pay me. Yeah, like no brainer, absolute no brainer. You'd pay that guy whatever he wants, and you keep him on the roster because he is so good. And I'd hate to see him play for any other team. He never said he wanted to stay, or if it was a matter of money, he did say, "I will stay where I'm wanted and I'm treated well." Um,
I
which
think money treated
I mean,
well.
it generally does come down to money for these guys,
Yeah.
for sure. For basketball players, you know. Sometimes like the market could come into factors, or like people say he wants to be a number one guy. I mean, I wouldn't say he's a number two guy here. He's been playing like a number one. He's been backpacking the team since the break, and obviously in the finals he backpacked the team because Tatum fell to the wayside. I don't think he's a number two piece here. I do think it's 1A, 1B.
I strongly agree with that. Yeah, I know there's always this big thing about, oh, well, Tatum takes a shot at the end of the games and he gets the ball more. But if you actually look at the numbers, they're basically right on money with 50-50. I think Tatum's taking 2 or 3 more shots in clutch time this year and um, end of the game shots. I think that Brown's right there with him, and the field goal percentage is pretty close on them. It just
Yeah.
looks like because Brown, to be fair, has been much more consistent than Tatum has been, especially towards the end of this year.
Mhm.
That's playing a lot of these clutch games too, or games that are considered clutch in the 24 seconds or less within 5 points or something like that, or a minute left within 5 points.
Yeah.
So it looks a lot worse when Tatum gets the ball at the end of those games. But Brown has been getting the ball too. At the end of the Knicks game, he's had a couple of different plays around for him at the end of these games, and like it just looks worse when Tatum's having an off night and he's getting the ball at the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, but listen, I think I think the Celtics are one of the rare teams where they just try to design plays to get people open. I don't think they try to design everything for Tatum. Obviously, we saw in the last game we had the pod, the play was designed for Grant Williams.
There's been pushback on. I've heard other guys that know more about hoop than me that it wasn't for him and
Well,
Grant.
Tatum never came above half court.
Yeah, I think after Grant slipped, I think Tatum decided he didn't feel like crossing half court. I feel like the play was still for a dribble handoff for Tatum, from what I'm hearing. These are the
Mhm.
guys that know more about hoop than me. These are the beat writers that watch it. John Corrales and Jay King. Those guys
Yeah,
every day. But when
and
Grant that, I don't hate the pass, but I mean, there's a lot of things that could have happened on that play that we can go back and look at that were wrong. But we're on to the
Grant
next.
Williams with the jam. I do want to say one final piece on Jalen Brown's and his issues currently. Um, and this will transition to my next thing. The trade rumors, like getting upset that his name's constantly being mentioned in trade rumors. I get it from all angles. I understand this problem from all angles. One, let's just take it from the Celtics organization. I think they'd be negligent to not inquire into what Kevin Durant's market is
Yep, for
when
sure.
he's. I think that's like that'd be bad business to not ask around.
I mean, that's an elite player right there.
And it's not like you're going for, like I don't even like Kyrie Irving or a lesser player. Like you're not going for Luke Kennard. You're going for a Hall of Fame player who's hitting the market, and also for Jalen Brown in the middle ground. If the team is looking to shop me for him, that must mean that like I have a ton of value.
I'm high value. I'm a top notch player. If a team's interested in me for a Hall of Fame player, that means I must be pretty good.
And also, dude, they didn't trade you. Like they haven't traded you. They still haven't traded you for him. And the two players that were taken in front of him in the draft, Brandon Ingram and Ben Simmons, they both got traded
Yeah,
sometime,
neither one
multiple
of them
times.
has panned out to be as good as him either.
Well, Ingram's pretty good.
He's
Ingram
pretty
is
good
a pretty
about
good player.
on the consistency basis. I think that is Jalen Brown, and two-way player. I think it's Jalen Brown.
I don't think it's a debate that Jalen Brown's better than both of those guys. I mean, he's definitely better than Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is a
Brandon
joke.
is a really good player, but he just hasn't been what Jalen Brown has been.
But like, look, those guys they've been like no
They've been
brainer
traded.
trades.
They've been in the rumors. Guys better than Jalen have been in rumors, and guys worse than Jalen have been in rumors. So
For all the rumors around Jalen's name, he hasn't been. He's still the number 1B. Like so, to get your panties in a bunch about that, I think is like, and I also kind of get it because you got the fan base and the voices and a lot of people getting that like, oh, dude, Kevin, you trade Jalen Brown's a no fucking brainer kid. Like Kevin Durant's a Hall of Fame. Of
Guys
course
hear
you get.
that. Even though they say they don't hear that, these guys hear that. The
Oh,
only
of
guy
course.
I think that doesn't hear this stuff is probably Nikola Jokic because he's just a
He doesn't speak
weirdo.
English.
He's a weirdo and he just wants to go ride his horses or whatever. But like other than that, like everybody hears it.
Yeah,
And
I get it, but
like I don't ever want to devalue somebody else's feelings about something. Like if Jalen Brown feels hurt by being in the trade rumors, I can't blame him for that. That's a human being. It's a human emotion, and you feel not wanted by a team that you thought wanted you. And I get that, but it is a business at the end of the day. The one thing I think that really got screwed up is that the Celtics, whether the talks were going on or not, never just put their foot down and said it didn't happen.
no, I think they probably did inquire, and I think they did
They
try to
probably
work out a
did, but
deal.
you still got to say you didn't, though. Whether you did or you didn't, to keep Jalen Brown happy. Maybe they didn't inquire. Maybe the Nets inquired about Jalen Brown because the Nets also have a ulterior motive about it, where it's
No,
like, hey,
I think the Nets
undermine
leaked
the
that
Celtics.
story.
Yeah, the Nets can leak that story all day long and just raise the price for Kevin Durant and also undermine a competitor in the East.
I definitely think that's what happened. I think whoever in the net,
So the
whether it
Celtics could
was
have just been like, "Hey, this
Masai.
isn't happening." Like Jalen is a Celtic for life. That's all they really had to do. But
Yeah,
because
I mean,
they didn't do
would
any
you rather what?
pushback, they didn't do any pushback on that report. That's where Jalen was like, well, "What the fuck?"
Well, I think they'd be lying if they said there was. What would you rather them lie or be honest?
They all lie. This
So
is
you'd rather them lie.
I'd rather
What
them lie
about
and
for
say, "Hey,
you?
we're not looking to trade you," and then if they do trade him, they trade him. We also Boston's starting to get a reputation for not taking care of its players like that. Like as soon as they can find something better than you, they'll just ship you out the door. Which is a
Why?
bit.
Because they traded Isaiah for Kyrie Irving?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a couple of different trades too, where it's like, hey, this person's helps us out, and then all of a sudden we're like, all right, goodbye. And
I can't think of another one.
um, trade wise, I mean, you got rid of Hayward. Was that trade or was that just free agency?
I think it was a trade because he's still getting like $30 million a year.
Well, I mean, it's Charlotte, so they might have just been like, yeah, hey, come here, we'll give you whatever you want.
They can't be that bad at business. Holy shit. um, but
I think it's just a view around the league of what's going on, and they see that like it doesn't like Isaiah was like a huge part of this run, and they dragged us all the way up to wherever. Then Kemba, we traded Kemba too.
I think Kemba
You
didn't
use
he
guys
want
until
out?
they're hurt. You use guys until they don't have anything left in them, and they just get rid of
No, I
them.
don't think we traded Kemba.
We didn't trade Kemba.
I thought he walked and signed with the Knicks. We just didn't re-sign him. We were just like, hey, go get whatever you want on the free agent because you're cashed. And Isaiah Thomas was cashed, and we got Kyrie Irving, who's a top 10 player in the league at the time. It's a no-brainer if you pull emotion out of it, and I know we're not because this we're talking about people rubbing players the wrong way.
Yeah,
10 times out of 10, you take the deal.
yeah. No, I get that for sure.
Like,
I definitely get that.
and I mean, for all intents and purposes, like Jalen and Tatum love Kyrie. They probably wanted to play with
Jalen
him
hated Kyrie when he played here, though.
while he was here, and now they're best friends.
Now they're friends. After a while, they started getting along, but um,
Is it? I'm starting to think at this point, Jalen. It's Jalen. It's nothing we can do.
yeah, I mean, Jalen is a mercurial player. We'll put it that way. Very,
Doesn't
very.
it mercurial?
I think that's what I'm looking for on that one.
Um,
Or,
I don't think him as a player is mercurial. I think his
no, as a
personality.
player, he's a phenomenal player. You know what you're going to get every night out of him. But I mean, like as a person,
Yeah,
mercurial.
he could be
You know,
mercurial.
you don't know what he wants. He doesn't know what he wants every night. And that's fine. That's him as a person. That's fine.
I mean, no, I don't. I prefer you to not be mercurial and be like a mood swinging person. I don't think that's fine. I don't think that's okay. I prefer you to be like settled.
Yeah. I'll prefer
But
things, but that's also like this guy. You see what he does for your team.
listen, I mean, yeah, reality. Like, I don't care who you are as long as you ball the hell out for my team. Like, as long as you're not a complete piece of garbage,
Mm-hmm. Which
which he's not. He's not. He's not like a piece of garbage.
some of the stuff that he's been doing off of the court with this
Not great.
stuff is really starting to get a little weird. He
Like
didn't take
Kyrie,
that tweet with the was it the black Israelites?
yeah.
He didn't take that down for like 3 or 4 days after somebody told him that it was like not what he claimed he thought it was. Like if it was a legitimate accident that he posted that and didn't know who they were, and somebody told him that, then he would have taken it down immediately. But
Yeah,
he,
no, listen, it's not great, but Kyrie Irving is like he's like actually the person we're trying to describe here. Like he's actually kind of a piece of like he's a
but
piece of
this is turning into diet Kyrie Irving though.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a coincidence. They're really good buddies now. So
Yeah, which I don't not a big fan of. But if he wants to stay and he for all of these things that he does wrong, he does do a lot for the city. Like, he's very invested in the city and helping out in the communities in whichever way he can. So but I do love that about him, and I do love him as a player.
of course, I'm like nibbling my fingers, the nubs, to be like with that prospect of him leaving and what this team's going to be like if he does leave. And having said all that, we'll get into it, I guess, on the break because we're coming up here at halftime. It's 60-55. Celtics are up. They're marching it down. 10 seconds left. Tatum with the ball. He's not really moving. He's running out of time. Taking it to the rack. And of course, he goes light and he misses.
I mean, I didn't think he went light on that one. I saw that one. I think he went light on that one. He got to the rim. He's just missed a couple of easy
He, got,
layups.
he went like this, like the basket's here. He went around like that.
He was at the basket with it.
Dude, just reach over and slam the ball. It's not that hard.
It's not that hard. We do it all the time, Well, me and you just yamming it on fellas.
Listen, if I had that God given talent, you best believe I'm yamming the ball because I probably can't shoot it, even still.
God forbid.
We are back. Celtics up 62-57 with 11 and a half left in the third. I was just watching some NCAA basketball here in the interim. My favorite to win the old tournament, Alabama, is now losing to SDSU with 7 minutes left. So that's no good.
San Diego State still good at basketball on the college level?
I would say, considering they're beating maybe the best team in the nation. So
Alabama was the best team in the nation this year, really?
pretty close. I mean, they have Brandon Miller,
Hmm.
not Brandon Clark.
Basketball this year, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Huh?
I haven't watched any college basketball this year. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, they were 1 seed. So they're pretty good, I'd imagine.
Good for Alabama.
Haven't been that good since they had Colin Sexton.
Celtics taking 13 free throws this game, and the Pacers taking 4.
That seems like a little bit home cooking.
That seems like a really good defense. You're just forcing them to shoot jump shots. What was the over on Tatum?
I forget. 28 and a half, I think.
I think 26 and a half, I thought you said.
Huh?
So I thought you said 26 and a half. Yeah.
It might even be higher. I forget. I can't remember.
I was like 26 and a half seems low for a guy averaging 30 a game.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to be lower than 30.
Hey, we think this guy's really going to fucking suck it up tonight and get less than 26 and a half points. Maybe 25 one. Who knows?
Oh, nice finish at the rack. Celtics moving in transition. I like when they do this. Forcing turnovers. Long three. Oh, what a fucking 4-point swing.
5-point swing.
God damn. Celtics up 69-57 with 10:40. That was quick.
It's nice when you come out of the half and you score 5 quick points off some dumb turnovers and take a real quick 12-point lead and then make them use one of their timeouts early.
I mean, they're moving. I like the way they move. When they come out with energy and they move, man, I really like this team.
Once again, I hate how many timeouts they give them in basketball. Like, dude, you just have a 5-point swing and you get a timeout to use already because you don't have to worry about having any on the back end. Like, it's an NBA team and you gave up 5 points and you're like, oh, we have to stop that. We're 7 games below 500, and we have to stop this 5-point swing. Come on.
I mean, this is I don't think a particularly strong take, but I mean,
It just slows down the game. Like the beautiful thing about basketball is when the game flows. The game does not flow when you give everybody 25 timeouts.
yeah, but they are important when it comes to strategy.
Yeah, they're important down the stretch. You should give them less so they can strategize more. Talk about strategy. Hockey.
I don't think it's a particularly bad brand of basketball they played in the NBA.
Slow. College
Well, what are you in a rush for?
I just want to see the game flow.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to watch like 3-4 plays and have them call timeout and watch ads. Like, I want to actually get invested in the game to watch for more than 35 seconds before it's ads. Like, the NFL does that enough. We don't need that in the NBA.
I was gonna say, no wonder you hate basketball, the NFL.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You get 3 plays and it's like, I want to watch a TV timeout before they punt. I'm going to watch another TV timeout after they didn't return the punt. Tatum might drop 40 tonight, though. He's already got 23, 24 at this point.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter what his over-under was because he's obviously going over.
Or something absolutely terrible happens.
Don't fuck. Why would you say that?
Hey, you're the one that jinxed him by saying he's obviously going over.
Yeah, but you don't speak about the potential of a curse.
We don't speak here. This is a silent podcast. An ASMR podcast. Really great by Celtics come out of the half, though. They're really just pressuring the shit out of the ball.
Yeah. I mean, when they turn it on, there's no team better than them.
You have to impact the ball to win.
Nice strip. Nice finds. Oh, nice way to get your board. That's an A1 bucket, homie.
You got any money on the game tonight?
No. I didn't like any of the lines.
Like any lines?
10.5's a lot. They lost the first game of the series. They lost in overtime to this team. The next one. Oh, is that right? No, they won in overtime. No. I forget. Either way, it was the Miles Turner 40-point game.
Yeah, it was a Miles Turner wild.
It was an overtime win, I think.
Yeah, was that the first episode we did? Or no, actually, I don't think so.
No, because I was at the 99 when I watched that game.
Guys live with the nines. No free ads. We love the nines.
Oh, Halliburton with a deep one.
You got birds in your house over there?
What makes you say that?
You're cheap.
You hear that? That's my computer.
You gotta get that fixed.
No, it's a high-powered machine, my man. It makes noises.
My truck makes that noise. I get it fixed.
When you...
I love.
Yeah, I don't know.
Really like. Do you want to do D White in the starting lineup, or do you want Rob in the starting lineup? Like, what's your preference?
I mean, ideally Rob, right? But he just never can fucking,
I don't know. The offensive rating in the is like 4th in the NBA when D White starts. It's another shooter that you can spread the floor out.
I don't hate it. I don't think there's. I don't
Not
know.
like there's any centers in the league that are really going to beat you up other than Embiid.
Well, in the playoffs, there you're going to be playing a good one every single game.
Well, not one that you have to game plan for other than Embiid.
No, Brook Lopez.
You're game playing for Giannis on that team, not Embiid, not Lopez. Like Lopez,
You should have a plan when it comes to playing on Lopez because he
you
can
put Derek White on Lopez. You're gonna go stand in the corner so that Giannis has driving lanes.
Yeah, true.
Like you could start Derek White in most playoff series.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly earned it. He's been like the 3rd best player in this team all year.
Yeah.
So that should give you a good enough answer as to what I think. I
Because
don't
I'm
think there's a
not
bad one.
Rob, but I mean, if you could just keep him, if playing him off the bench keeps him healthy for the whole playoffs, I like that even more. I'll give up the
Yeah,
size of the starting lineup if you can get size in the second. Because nobody has a good second string court, second string power forward or center or anything like that. So if Rob comes off the bench, like, he's gonna go eat.
I think the next two. I like their little setup with Hartenstein.
Yeah, Rob Williams or Hardenstein. Yeah, I think he's gonna eat Hardenstein.
Hartenstein and Mitchell Robb.
I like Mr. Robinson.
Yeah, he ate us up.
He is absolutely atrocious at free throws, though.
Yeah, he's miserable.
Oh man,
Alabama's gonna lose this game. Holy shit.
they're playing.
SDSU.
You said that. That's Kawhi Leonard's alma mater, right?
Yeah.
The only, well, I should. There's definitely been other NBA players come out of SDSU, but it's the only one I can think of. Really good.
It has to be the most famous one.
I mean, yeah, two-time Finals MVP. Like, yeah, he's pretty good.
Did he ever win that? No, he never won MVP of the league,
Finals MVP 2 times.
which is crazy.
A couple deep boys too, though. It's not that crazy when you look at the league that he's been playing in his whole career.
Well, I mean, yeah. So
He doesn't play full seasons, and like you got LeBron and Giannis now, and Jokic, and
The year he should have had it was the year he was on Toronto.
Even that year, dude, it was still Joel Embiid was playing at a high level that year.
Yeah, I mean, he smoked that fucking crazy corner three over Joel. That's an all-time NBA moment.
A wild shot. I love that shot.
I mean, it's a bad shot. It's really bad shot.
High
Over a
games.
7-footer.
High games was not that bad of a shot. High game at the
Good
buzzer.
Lord, what a big nut shot that was, isn't it? The fact that it bounced around the rim, went in.
Uh-huh. Joel Embiid, noted playoff choker.
I don't know if you can say he choked on that one. He played his pretty good,
I don't know if we can blame him for that.
pretty good damn defense on that.
Also, I don't know if we can blame him for all the times the Sixers have come up short in the playoffs because he's always been a pretty good performer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I don't think the Sixers' problem is Joel Embiid.
Such a bad shot. Heavens no, it's not Joel Embiid. It's Doc Rivers.
Like Joel Embiid has kept them relevant. I don't even know. Doc Rivers might win Coach of the Year.
No, right, close.
I think he's in the running. Absolutely, I think he's in the running. Especially if they're the second seed.
No, not him.
I read an article in the New York Times. It's between I think four of the candidates are in the Atlantic Division. It's Missoula, Doc,
Doc shouldn't get it.
and Bud,
Bud should not get it either.
and then the homie for the Nuggets.
Malone also should not get it. You know who should win Coach of the Year?
Hold on, let me think.
It's the best story of the year.
Yeah. Oh my God, they just mentioned his name too. Don't tell me. I'm trying to rack my brain. Oh,
You
the
might-
Kings. The Kings coach, Mike Brown.
He should
Definitely.
be third seed out of the Kings. After
I think actually they said he's probably like the favorite, but the rest of them are in like the Atlantic.
playoffs last year. I don't think like to be a third seed this year and a second seed for most of the year. Actually, the second seed now, right?
Yeah, Memphis is the first seed.
The Grizzlies fell off a little bit. Yeah, you're the second seed, and you have nobody that's even the first team All NBA players on your team.
Oh,
No first team All NBA players in the Kings, right? Fox and Sabonis will be second or third.
yeah, no.
I think so. Because even if you put Sabonis at a forward, he's still going to be second team.
Who's your first team All NBA?
How's the positioning working? Is it a center, 2 forwards, and 2 guards, or is it 3
I believe so.
players and 2 guards?
I think it's a center for 2 forwards and 2 guards, like you said.
I mean, you can put center. You can probably put Jokic. I mean, it'd be Jokic or Embiid. either way, I can't really argue with. I'm just split on both of them. Your forwards would probably be
Tatum.
Tatum and Giannis. And then your guards would probably be Dame and I know I'm probably missing somebody that's really good at guard that you're gonna remind me of.
Jalen Brunson. I think he has actually a strong ass argument.
For sure, but still the Knicks at the end of the day.
Oh, another. He was another coach of the year candidate.
Fizdale?
Thibodeau.
Thibodeau. No, Fizdale hasn't been there forever. What the fuck am I
Yeah,
doing?
no.
Who else is really good for guards this year? Steph's not going to be in there.
Ja Morant.
He's going to be second. John Morant's not going to be up there. He's been hurt and been missing games for miscellaneous reasons too much.
Fuck,
Harden?
I can't think. Harden, yeah.
Harden, I mean, under the radar, having another elite offensive season.
Yeah, he's pulling it together, which makes me kind of nervous for the playoffs. No bullshit.
At the end of the day, it's still James Harden in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I said last week they're not contenders, but that was last week, folks. I'm liable to change my mind.
We also thought that the Hawks were going to be really good this year, and holy shit.
I never thought they were going to be good. I never thought they were going to be good. I never saw the vision with Young and Deontay.
I saw the vision because you could put the ball in DeJounte Murray's hands and then just swing the ball around to Young for threes. But apparently, Young cannot shoot not off the dribble, which is weird.
SGA, by the way, was another guy we're missing.
Yeah, he could be up there too. I think that you would probably put both of them above. I think you put SGA and whoever I came up with before.
What about Luka?
You put him at a guard or a forward?
Wow, I think he plays guard. I think they could consider him a guard. I don't know. See, that's where it gets all fucking confusing.
You're thinking Dame. I'm thinking Dame Luka for guards. Then would you push back on that for?
No, I mean I don't think there's two better guards than Dame, Lillard, and.
So then your second team guards would probably be
SGA, Jaylen Brown. No, he's third team.
You got Brown at forward. If you want Brown to make an All NBA team, you got to have him forward.
I don't understand how this fucking dumb shit works. Like,
I don't think it should be. I think it should be.
The 5 best players, the 15 best players in the league.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think it should be. Like, how are we gonna punish like Joel Embiid because he happens to have
Play
another
center.
guy in the league who is also a top-notch center? Like,
It's a 2-person MVP race, and they both play center.
like, why are we gonna punish him for that?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like the way Jokic plays center, he plays it closer to a guard than a center. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Same thing for the All-Star game. I don't think the All-Star game should have positions either. Like, we're moving to positionless basketball anyways, so why are we still using this archaic stereotype of who can play what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, the All-Star game is just a joke anyways.
I mean, you can draft your team however you want, but you're saying
draft
as in
five
like the
centers.
pool of candidates. Jesus Christ Almighty!
Look at the dumbass fucking Toronto Raptors.
Fuck you.
They're all 6'8" lineup that doesn't do anything.
Yeah, okay. They play defense pretty well.
Well,
Fifth
enough
in
to
the
win any
league.
games apparently, because they're still knocking on the door of the playoffs.
That's because they had a tough start.
And they had a tough start because they're not that good.
Okay, if you say so.
I mean, it could be worse. I mean, the Suns. You could be the Suns. The Suns are just absolute dog shit.
You said Toronto is knocking on the doors of the playoffs.
Yeah, but they're probably like a 6 year.
It's really weird because they're the 5 seed, you jabroni.
5 seed? Oh wow. How many home court advantages are they going to have in the playoffs this year with their elite lineup that you're talking about?
I'm not saying they're gonna win any series. I'm just saying they're gonna win a game
No, you said they're going to win a game against the Bucks.
if they play them.
Would have to win a series before they can even face the Bucks.
Yeah, but I said if they play, they take a game against the Bucks. They'll definitely take a game against the fucking Brooklyn Nets. Are you shitting me? I'd take them in against series
Hey,
against the Brooklyn
hey,
Nets.
hey! That wasn't the argument we had, was it?
No, but
Hey,
I,
let's see
but
it
that's
against the Brooklyn Nets too.
you're saying they're not even going to win the series. That's who they're playing in round
Yeah,
one.
if they play the Nets, then yeah, they're gonna win because the Nets are in a weird spot where they won a shitload of games with Kyrie and Kevin Durant, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh wait, we don't have any of those guys anymore, and now they're free falling, but they're still gonna make the playoffs. But they're
All
just
I'm saying, everything is falling in place from your boy with the Toronto Raptors take.
dogs. So we're gonna change that background to a Toronto Raptors banner.
I know I don't like the Raptors as an organization. They believe me, they've been kind of sort of like a weird rival just because they play in the Atlantic. But
Not a weird rival, it's just a natural rival.
yeah, I mean they're like the closest team to us.
Like the Orioles are a natural rival to the Red Sox, but it's not like the Orioles have ever been good since fucking Cal Ripken left.
Well, they're better than us last year.
Yeah, that's not saying much. The fucking Sox suck.
They're projected to be pretty good this year too, weirdly enough.
The Orioles or the Sox?
Not the Red Sox, the Orioles.
But I don't know that much about baseball, so
It's
you're my
coming up.
brain when it comes to baseball.
Opening day next week against the Baltimore Orioles. But I got a little double act screen action going. Jalen Brown got fouled and he's screaming at the refs because he didn't get the and one call.
You are so far behind me. I'm watching Lenny Clark and David Ortiz in a DraftKings commercial.
I'm watching the awful Vistaprint
Oh.
commercial.
And there's Brian Scalabrine and the Ali Raisman. And how many people do you think actually know who Lenny Clark is?
I mean, if you're over the age of 40, and not me, who's like I listen to nothing but stand-up comedy podcasts.
Yeah, I love stand up, so I know who he is, but there's no chance that anybody that's actually using a DraftKings app on their phone, none of them know who Lenny Clark is.
They're at Bova's Pastry. Fuck, I want to go to Bova's so bad. Get a nice cannoli.
They're shooting a movie with Ben Affleck, I don't know, Casey Affleck and Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. And Ben Affleck's directing.
And Bova's is shut down because they're shooting shit in it.
I love Bova's. Open
Is it good?
24/7. Yeah, I think it's like the best cannoli. Well, their espresso cannoli is the best cannoli.
Is Mike's just like a tourist spot, or is that like actually?
No, I love Mike's. Listen, there's not a bad option, but some people prefer modern, some people prefer Mike's. I prefer Mike's, Bova's and Mike's are really close. Like I think they're probably the best two, and then modern's second for me.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like them. The noise is kind of cool.
The
Kind
what?
of cool. That it's like all on one line. It's just restaurants and whatever.
The North End.
Yeah.
It's
Hanover.
It's two streets
Like Hanover Street and what, New Salem?
in Salem.
Salem Street, yeah.
Hanover and Salem Street. It's literally a two-street neighborhood, and it's the best in like the city.
Delivering liquor down there was kind of interesting because you just park on one end and then you just like load up a two-wheeler for like 3 or 4 restaurants and just deliver them one at a time.
Driving down those streets must have been fucking nuts. Like it's just like a disaster, especially in the summertime.
We just go there. We would get out there at like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and then just park at the end of the street, whatever spot you can find, and that's where you work from for the whole day. Truck just sits there, and you just deliver from there.
I had to move my buddies into their apartment in Salem Street, and I got a ticket.
Fuck that. I gotta move my buddy down to Marshfield tomorrow. Just
Who's your buddy?
Marshfield. My buddy Ryan, I grew up with.
Shay.
No, did not grow up with Ryan Shea. This Ryan,
Yeah, you did technically.
well, this Ryan I've known since I was born because he's a little bit older than me, and my dad's friends with his dad. So
Your Celtics are up 72-87 with 2 minutes left in the third.
Mhm.
They're fucking cruising. Oh, what a move! What's up?
what about that kid on Kansas State? 20 points, 19 assists the other night.
Yeah, he's balling out. They're kind of like the best story in the tournament besides FAU.
Nasty, apparently. I didn't see any. All I saw was that pass into that alley oop where he was yelling at his ref at his coach or
As
whatever.
coach, he looked like he was yelling at his coach, and the guy was cutting to the basket.
Yeah, they said he said that it wasn't like on purpose, like it wasn't like a distraction play or whatever. But goddamn, did it remind me of the longest yard?
Yeah, yeah.
That was the first thing I thought was the end of the longest yard.
The Patriots do that shit too. Not well anymore, but they used to. I mean,
Probably
they still try, but
fucking game changer. Holy shit!
yeah, it's almost like when they have their complete team and their best center, who's probably their best defensive player besides Marcus Smart, plays. They're pretty good. It's weird how that works. Just the thing is, he can never stay healthy.
Which I mean, like they say, oh, 7 to 10 on the fucking old hamstring or whatever, and they keep him out longer. It's like I'm fine with that. Like in the regular season, I'm fine with him sitting an extra game or two.
Yeah, I mean, but it's going to cost you seed.
Well, if you're in the top 4 seeds, it doesn't matter that much. I don't think. You're still gonna get
I don't know. I think the seed
you're home
matters.
court for 2 rounds, and if you're a top 4, right?
Uh,
Top three,
no,
top three, you get
yeah.
two. If you end up in the 4th seed, then you don't. Well, let's be real here. Like a lot of these games, we should be winning without having Rob Williams out there. Like,
Yeah, but that's not how the story for this team's been going all year.
they seem to be having their head down, actually doing it.
Now
The
now
guys
they
have
are.
a lot of minutes right now, either. Like that Kings game, Tatum and Brown, 30, 35 minutes each. I like that. I like that a lot.
They won by 26 points or something like that.
Something points, yeah.
Yeah, then that's as we mentioned before, that's a very good team.
Yeah. I mean, offensively, they're unbelievable. Defensively, they're terrible.
Offensively, they're like historically good.
Defensively, they're terrible. I said on the last podcast they were like top 10 defense. I was like 25th in defense. I don't know what team I was getting them confused with, but
The Toronto Raptors probably
yeah,
top 5 in defense.
How's that? They win a lot of games over there, or
Obviously, good enough to be the 5th seed.
that'd be
You're
nice.
a hater, dude. I don't know why you hate the Raptors so much. It's crazy.
Did we just talk about how they're a natural rival earlier? Like, do you say nice things about the Yankees, or
I mean, I got nothing to say, but they until they win anything, at least the Raptors have been relevant and won a championship within the past 5 years.
how do the Yankees not? How do the Yankees not win championships like every year? I don't get
They're
it.
fucking choking dogs.
They got no pitching over there. Or what?
No, they have pitching.
Do I don't know any pitchers on that team.
Garrett
I like that
Cole.
dude with the fucking mustache who pitches real funny.
Oh, he's a reliever. I forget his name though.
Maybe it's not Nelson. Some of that end.
No, I think it is Nelson something. It's like
Some
Nelson.
funky shit with his like wind up sometimes. He's kind of like Johnny Cueto. I like
Looks
that.
like Mario.
Yeah.
It's
But
me, Mario.
he does like the Johnny Cueto, like, all right, I'm gonna sit here for an extra second and a half before I pitch, and I like that a lot. I like when pitchers do weird shit like that.
Well, not anymore. They're going to be on pitch clocks. No more weird
As long
shit
as you know your
happening.
wind up, you can do whatever the hell you want. And you address the batter and everything, you can do whatever you want after that. Like Johnny Cueto used to
No,
like,
it ain't. You can't do whatever you can't bulk.
you can't balk, obviously, but like Johnny Cueto used to like he was like wind up, get on his one leg, turn and look at second base for like 4 seconds and then throw a fastball. I like that. It's fun. That quirky shit makes baseball fun. How do you feel about the pitch clock? We're gonna get way off of basketball. How do you
Talked
feel?
about it on the masterminds. I like the rules. Jimmy's like, oh, it sucks. I don't think it sucks. I think anything to make the game even a little bit faster is good.
I don't know how I feel about it. It's like, yeah, on the one hand, it's like, yeah, you're gonna make the game a little bit faster because they want more people to watch. But like, what are you gonna do? Cut 20 minutes off of the game with a pitch clock? Like,
It's an average of 20 minutes.
yeah. So on it, so what's it go from like 3:20 to 3?
No, it could go even quicker in theory.
Well, I mean, like the average last year was what, like 3:20 for a game,
Something
and
like
now
that.
this year it's at 3.
That's
like-
20 minutes extra of your 20 minutes extra of your life you're getting
Oh, no,
back.
for somebody that's like already gonna watch every game, that's a big thing. But like, it's not gonna bring anybody new into the game to watch. They're not gonna be like, oh, I have an extra 20 minutes in my day. Like, they're still not gonna watch baseball. And I kind of like
Yeah,
that.
but the getting rid of the shifts will like
I like getting rid of the
offense better.
I like getting rid of the shift. I think the shift is fucking dumb. But
It's just gotten so ridiculous where it's like
got like five guys on the left side of the field because the guy's just gonna pull it every time. It's like, all right. And the pitcher knows he's gonna pull it, so he's gonna throw it where he's gonna pull it. It just takes away from it. But like the pitch clock, it's like I kind of like the slowness of the game. I don't know. It's kind of like I like kind of hearing the announcers like, hey, let me hear some backstories of baseball. Let me hear some of the weird shit that's going on in the league or whatever. Like,
it's just not tenable for 162 of them. It's just too long. It's too long.
but like the games that I do watch, I kind of enjoy that. It's kind of like a old timey kind of. I'm kind
I
of
mean, do you watch
romanticizing
baseball
games.
just
You know
just
what I
hear
mean?
people talk about it, or do you watch them to play?
I watch it to like hear stories and stuff like that. That's kind of like the part of baseball I like is that.
Well, it's a 3 hour event. You're gonna get stories still even
Well, you
still with all
get a
the
lot of stories
reductions.
like between pitches where it's like, oh, the third base coach, his dad was a coach for the Rangers back in the 70s and he played for the A's in the 60s and like weird stuff like that. But like the pitch clock, it's like now the guy's got no time to tell you anything. And they're just gonna force more ads down your throat at the end of the day. And I'm all for less
Fuck.
ads. So,
Alabama goes down the tubes, folks. Fuck.
we got a Bama front runner on the podcast.
Nope. They have the best player, and usually the tournaments teams with the best players do pretty well in the tournament.
How did Brandon Miller do tonight? Because I know that he had
I'll
one
tell
game.
I'll tell you how good it did. Not good enough.
I know the first game he didn't even score.
It's just disappointing. It's because I put $50 on him to win the tournament. Although it was a free bet, so it wasn't actually $50.
$50 into the till to get the 50 free.
Huh?
So didn't you have to put $50 in the till to get the 50 free?
I put 100 down. Yeah, no, but this was a different promo or
Oh,
something. Usually they give you if you even bet like $5, they'll give you 200. Which I put 100 in my own money each time.
yeah, I'm gonna stay away from that for a while because I feel like if I do start doing that, I am gonna be broke.
I mean, I've collected $200. I'm still in black.
Yeah, you're a good better. You know what you're doing. I'm just gonna be like, hey, I want an 8 leg parlay.
There's no such thing as a good better, my dude. It's random chance.
No, but like there's safe bets, and like I'm not gonna make safe bets.
Yeah, it's just like you can't bet parlays. That's like the lesson of betting is just don't take a parlay. It drops your odds by like a fourth every time.
Yeah,
Every extra at like,
that's what I'm gonna do every time. That's the problem.
and they entice you to be like, hey, you could bet $10 and you could win 250. It's like, yeah, of course they're gonna tell you that because it's not gonna happen.
Well,
What's
yeah,
gonna happen is the bet where you bet 10, you bet $10 to win 9, not 10 to win 250.
yeah.
You just gotta look at it. It's just stats, and even still, there is no such thing as a good better. It's all just
No, it's all happenstance. Bad turnover.
uh but yeah, I'm gonna watch the UFC tomorrow. I can't wait.
Who's fighting?
It's the free one on ESPN. So there's two paid PPVs a month and two free events a month. So I don't even know
Casey
who's.
Barber's fighting on that one, right?
I think it's Marlon Vera versus Sandhagen, Carl Sandhagen. I'm trying to remember.
Bad good from what I remember.
Marlon Vera versus Corey Sandhagen. Holly Holmes versus Yana Santos. Nate Landwehr versus Austin Lingo. Andrea Lee versus Macy Barber. Alex Perez versus Manuel Cape. Cheated and a bunch of no names.
That one.
But I've actually just kind of gotten into it recently this past month. I
Yeah,
back
put
in
your
it.
money on Macy Barber on that one for sure.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
She's really good. She's one of the only female fighters I know. She was coming up.
She's 11-2. So
She fucking kicks the shit out of people too. Holly Holmes signed like a 6 fight deal or something like that, but she only fights like once a year and she's 41.
former champion.
She's like 41 years old. She fights once a year basically, and she signed a 6 fight contract. So she's gonna be like 47 when the shit's over. Like nobody wants to watch that. I'm sorry. I don't want to watch 47-year-old like guys that I know and I grew up watching fight.
She got a late start though.
She did, but a late
She used to be a
sudden
boxer.
not any good at 47. Yeah, she used to be a kickboxer, which is like,
No, a regular boxer, I thought.
oh, she did kickboxing because that was the one thing that like nobody knew what to do with because she had really long legs.
Your Celtics are up 98-78 with 9:35 left, 20-point lead. Barring a complete and total collapse, which would be a calamitous, precipitous fall from grace, I think your Celtics are going to go ahead and win this one.
It would also be right on par for the Celtics to do that too.
I think it's like almost statistically impossible. If you're up 20 points with 9 minutes left, it's pretty hard to lose that game.
What's a 3-pointer the way it is now?
You have to be complete. You're not playing the fucking Golden State Warriors. You're playing the fucking Indiana Pacers.
We didn't say it was just against the Pacers. It was impossible.
Yeah, if you're playing anybody but the Warriors, it's pretty hard.
Well, the Warriors,
You'd have to have like an all-time collapse.
I think you could collapse against a couple teams in the league this year.
20 points though.
9.5 minutes, 20 points. Like,
I don't think so, dude.
we've seen 23-8 runs in 5 minutes.
I'm just saying it's unlikely.
Hey, I'm not saying that it's gonna happen, but this is your 2023 Boston Celtics who have found a way to shit away games much more in hand than this.
And this is why you're the type of guy who'd be like, oh my god, the Pacers are plus 1,000 to win the game. They could definitely do it. Like, no, yeah, of course they. In theory, they could do it if they play a bunch of dead bodies on the other side, but they're not. They're playing the best team in the league, or second best.
In theory, I could go out there and I could strike out Shohei Ohtani, but
Exactly.
Mafioso, look at this guy. Oh my god.
I'm behind. I'm looking at a FanDuel sportsbook.
Oh, you'll see it.
Let's see what else. What other topics did I have? Couple stars on the mend: LeBron, Kyrie, Kevin Durant, Zion, Ja. Ja already came back, but they're on their way back.
Came off the bench too on the way back, which I like that the Grizzlies did that. Give him a light night to come back to.
Holy shit, that guy is absolutely
the Italia fucking
oh Maron.
Fucking LeBron, like Shams and Woj tweeted that he got reevaluated, then he tweeted that he didn't get reevaluated, so that was kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on, but I think he's preparing to come back soon though.
Back to the playoffs, to be honest. If they can,
he might not even make it. Although Anthony Davis is balling out, him and Austin Reeves are doing very well.
Yeah,
and D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, D. Russ for this Lakers comeback.
I hit a pretty big parlay. I think $10 to win like 85. Yeah, it was the Lakers to win against the Suns when they played them earlier in this week. Same game parlay with D'Angelo Russell over 20 points and over three. Over 2.5 3-pointers.
If he's getting over,
Swapped.
He's got to hit 3 threes. He's not getting to the rim like that.
So, well, he scored a 3-pointer, and then he actually got most of his points at the rack.
Really?
But because he only got 3 threes all game, and the last one came in the fourth quarter. But Tatum just touched a girl in the crowd, and she was like,
I would react the exact same way, to be honest.
I'd cry. I'd cry. Kim invited. She thought she was very funny, and she sent Drake a DM being like, "Hey, please come to Cody's birthday party at, the restaurant or whatever." And
come down to Reno's real quick.
Yeah, she actually did. She did it as a joke, and we got a couple chuckles out of it, being like, "Oh, would Drake would he even be able to function like in East Boston as we're driving our Toyota Corolla?" But I was just like, she's like, maybe next year I'll invite Jason Tatum, and I'd be like, I'd actually probably cry if you invited Jason Tatum to my birthday party.
Probably a lot more likely he's going to show up because he actually might be in Boston at the time.
Seriously, but then again, it'd be this point, like, why is this 30-year-old creep like inviting me to his birthday party? That's pretty weird.
29 years old, want me to eat with him. Is he on Make-A-Wish or like?
That's what I said. I'm like, I'm not dying, so I'm not going to let this happen. They're not going to let this happen. Celtics are up 30 points. Steve, what do you think? You still like the Pacers odds?
I put 10 cents down on the Pacers to win this game just to win a million. I'm pretty sweet.
It really does look like my bet of 10.5 Celtics to cover 10.5 was good. I didn't take it, obviously, so I didn't feel confident enough to take it, but I did say at the beginning of the game I liked it.
Talked you out of that one earlier. That was on me. I was
I just
down.
think that I think they've righted the ship, weirdly enough.
Which game do you think was the one that righted the ship? Because when
The
we lost
Kings.
the Utah game, they were bad. But I
I think
mean,
it was the Kings.
I think we put a lot of weight in the Utah game. Just they were down 3 starters in that game. But how much weight can you really put in that?
Hmm.
Granted, Rob Williams was one of the starters, and you never have anyways. But still,
And I mean, let's not. Utah's not a bad team. They're a borderline playoff team.
crappy team. They're always going to play hard, which is something I like about them.
You're gonna see them again on Friday, next Friday. But
A nice redemption game to see if they've actually turned the ship around because you know what you're going to get out of them. And
it was also the second night of a back-to-back,
yeah, and they weren't really either of those. So I mean,
and they did only lose by a point.
it was a weird one. It was a very weird one.
I I just think so. I read an article in the Athletic about what happened after that game, and Al had a talk with the team after the Utah Jazz game, and he kind of They talked about how he told them to like, hey, like we need to wake up here, and basically rallied the troops. And I don't know, maybe that's what the team needed, like to hear from Al, like, hey. And I think it really focused on how old Al was and how he's kind of like the elder statesman of the group, and he is 36, and how he really wants a ring, and we're real close. We were real close last year, and we're the projected favorites.
Only gotten better this year.
I think it was sort of like I feel like he might have told him like, "Hey, this might be my last go around, so let's do it here. Let's figure this shit out. Let's put effort in on defense." He really harped on their effort on defense, and
If you look at them in this game, I mean, even I'm watching them right now. You're up by 28 points right now, and they're pretty locked in.
they're locked in on defense, and they were locked in again. I mean, obviously they held the best offense, and maybe one of the best offenses of all time, to 108 points. Pretty goddamn good. I think they've locked it in. We'll see. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'll be eating my fucking hat on Sunday, but I don't think so. They're playing the goddamn Spurs.
That's a game I'm unfortunately gonna have to miss, but
Oh yeah, my man's working on the Lord's Day.
at midnight, Sunday into Monday. But it just means I'm gonna be out early on Monday, so fuck it.
80 to 106, 7:57 left.
What else you got on that on your list of things?
We can do the look ahead.
Yeah, I feel kind of safe to do a look ahead.
Spurs on Sunday.
Who do you think plays that game? Is it a home game?
I actually have no idea.
Should be. 'Cause game road trip. I don't think they're gonna have us come home for one game to fly to Texas to play another one.
Yeah,
I don't think that they're gonna fuck us like that.
that'd be pretty funny.
Pretty fucked up.
See you later.
We'll
Back
play
on the
every other
road.
game at home for the rest of the year. Do you think the whole team plays in that game?
I think we are. San Antonio is at Boston. Do I think the whole team plays? No.
Like, do you think they start give? Do you think that this is the time of the season where they start giving guys time
They
off?
they might make them all play.
How can you? How far behind the Sixers are we for the second seed?
We're in front of them, aren't we?
Oh, we fell behind them after that loss in Utah.
Oh Jesus.
I don't know about after that win in Sacramento.
No, we're still the second seed. We're 50. We got 50 wins. Going to be 51 to their 49.
Maybe 2 games behind the.
So we're a half a game ahead of them.
2 games behind the Bucks for the 1 seed.
2.5 behind the Bucks.
Is that including the win tonight?
No, so it'll be
Two.
yeah.
You only get a half a game
No, yeah. Well, yeah. I guess you're right.
unless they lose a game tonight, which I don't know if they're even playing tonight. Um, that's a game you can win.
Well,
I
guess
mean,
what?
do you play the starters and just say, "Hey, 30 minutes," and then whatever happens after that? Like, do you say, "Hey," do you tell the guys before the game you're playing 30 minutes tonight and that's it?
I mean, I would put them on a minutes restriction for sure. Like the starters, especially
Right.
Rob.
Be able to beat the Spurs without the starters, anyways. They're trying to lose
Yeah, I mean, they still have somehow have almost 20 wins.
because Greg Popovich is such a good coach.
All right.
He's coaching them in practice, and then he's not actually putting the things in the game, but the guys just know what to do, so they do it anyways.
Um, I tell you what, they probably will sit people on Tuesday against the Wizards. And that's another game you should probably win.
Is that the Bucks?
Because on Bucks on Thursday you played the Bucks,
Tuesday's the Bucks. Okay.
and that's a game you have to win. If you lose that, you can kiss the one seed goodbye.
That'd be a nice one to win. I mean, the last time we played the Bucks was what, Christmas?
No, it was the or was that wasn't Christmas? No way, because it was like Jalen Brown and then
Oh
nobody
no,
else.
because everybody sat.
Yeah,
Last time we played the Bucks when we were fully healthy and played everybody was Christmas.
and we beat them.
Blew them out by like 20 or something like that.
I
Like
don't
we beat
remember the
the
score.
breaks off. Like Tatum at 46, I think, on Christmas.
He likes to show up
Big
on
games.
those big games.
Which
Well,
was
not if it's the NBA Finals.
just well, he was just tired at that point. Like we had to fucking run our balls off for the whole last half of the season just to get a good seeding.
Hey, it's the last series of the NBA season. I think everybody in the series is probably tired. Yeah, I don't think he gets the excuse
Do
for
you know what
that.
the Warriors' record was going into the playoffs last year? The last 26 games of the year,
No.
14-12
Wow.
into the playoffs.
It's probably why I was like, I'm not worried about them. They fucking suck.
Yeah,
But I
like
wish I had that one back.
don't have to be on a crazy heater. Like the Sixers a couple years ago had like 15 straight wins going into the playoffs, and then they lost in the second round, like they always do.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, yeah, yeah.
So like health and being rested is pretty helpful.
It'd be a little bit different. I still think the Celtics were the best team in the NBA last year.
Yeah,
Even though
especially
they lost the series, they just didn't have the best player show up.
yeah, and it's also like it's not like you're if you're facing another team that was their first time in the NBA Finals, I think we would have won that.
And I
If you're
think the
facing
Heat were the second best team in the NBA last year.
if you're facing another team, like I said, if you're facing a team that was first time in the finals like us, or didn't have a lot of experience in the finals, then I think that you would have won that one. But you're facing the Warriors, who that core has been to what, six finals at that point?
Yeah.
Like that was their sixth finals together. Like they know what they can do. They're not getting rattled by anything.
I'll just say, I think that this year the Celtics are the best team in the NBA. And in order to get to the finals, you have to go through the best team in the NBA. And I don't want to play the last game seven in their home court. I think when all things, the margin's so thin between us and them.
Worried about the
I
Bucks at home?
Yeah, playing the Bucks at their home. Yeah,
No.
yeah, I know, but that's
I think I'm
foolish.
putting 40 last time in game six.
Yep, it's a little bit different than a game seven.
Well, if they lost game six, they would have been out. They had to win game six. So it's the same thing as a game seven.
Yeah, but they play game seven at home.
Well, if they played it in the Milwaukee, they still would have won that one too.
I don't know about that.
I do. They whooped the shit out of them. The
It's
Bucks
just not how it happened. So you can't if things are as if the Bucks are a better team than they were last year, which I think they are because now they have Middleton back. Um, I think something as much as little or as minute as it should be as home court matters.
yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have home court. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
Now, hopefully, they can get knocked out by like the Knicks or something stupid, but I don't think that's happening.
that would be wild. That's a pipe dream right there. Let's hopefully your Toronto Raptors can knock them out of the playoffs, huh?
I'm telling you, man. I am the
Hey,
biggest.
hey, I'm gonna be right there with you, rooting for the Toronto Raptors as they face the Bucks too.
I am the biggest Raptors
It hurts
fan
my
south of
pocketbook when
Canada.
I'm rooting for them. So, but I think Giannis averages about 40 in that series. So
I don't know about that, man. They're big and strong, and they play a hell of a lot of defense. I
none
don't
of
think
them,
it's going to be that easy for that dude.
none of them are as big and as strong as one Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Poitel is.
Okay, like
They have a rim. I'm telling you, they have a rim protector. That matters.
Lord, we had Robert Williams who had the best rim protection in the league last year, and he still got 40 on us every night.
And Poitel's a hell of a lot bigger than him. And guess what? We won the series.
Oh shit, you're right. So Toronto's going to beat the Bucks. Is that what you're saying? That's what you're leaning towards right now.
Some folks are saying.
Get on record.
I mean, Jesus, I just hope that's how it works. I think it's going to be a tough series. I think the Raptors could get a game or two.
I don't think they touch them. I think they lose every game by about 20.
What makes you think they're so bad? They're a fifth seed in the East, and the East's margins are pretty thin.
I just don't think that they have any offensive flow to that team. Like your top scorers are Pascal Siakam and Fred Van Fleet. Your best two players on the Bucks are for on defense are Drew Holiday and Giannis Antetokounmpo. So neither one of those guys is going to score.
But the Raptors are a better team defense. They're a better defense than the
But
Bucks.
the Bucks are a way better offense though. Even if they're terrible in the half court, like they're gonna turn you over and they're gonna get out and run. And it's like, all right, you're gonna catch up with Giannis on a fast break. like that's
But they're not like they're not like your typical defensive team. They're like all wings. They're all wings. They're all big, fast wings. Besides Poeltl, who's a 7 foot tall rim protector,
what we did
and Fred
against
Van Vliet, who's undersized guard.
that's what we did against them last year too, but Giannis was still getting 40 a night on us. And the difference is
But
that
it
like
wasn't easy for him. He obviously lost the series. It wasn't. I
yeah,
mean, yeah, that's fine.
yeah, but the
Giannis.
difference is that we have Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown on that team last year. Like nobody, they don't have anybody even close to those guys on the Raptors. So like defensively, we did what the Raptors are going to do to them, but they don't have offensively anything to stop them.
I mean, they do have offense. Like Siakam is a viable offensive option. He's 25 points a night in the NBA. He
Yeah,
is a
but
viable offensive option.
playoffs are way different though. Like in the playoffs, they're going to game plan to say, "Hey, Pascal Siakam isn't going to beat us tonight." And then what are you going to do after that? Fred Van Fleet? You don't even
They got a
have to.
like OG Anunoby's a catch and shoot guy. Gary Trent's 18 points a game. Fred VanVleet's 20 points a game. And then guess what? You have Scotty Barnes who can get it from all angles except for the three. Like
I just don't see it. Like they just don't match up well with the Bucks.
I don't think the Bucks match up well with them.
I think the Bucks match up better with them than they do with the Bucks because at the end of the day, you have Giannis Antetokounmpo on the floor.
Well, there's no matching up with that guy. The Celtics do not match up. They don't have anybody to match up against him.
He's gonna go for 40 every night against the Raptors.
But you can game plan around that. You can, as long as you can limit everybody else, you're going to win the series. That's exactly what the Celtics did.
I mean, they have no guard defense, so Drew Holiday's gonna do whatever he wants.
They do. OG Anunoby is a good guard defender, probably one of the better ones in the
Fred
league.
VanVleet gonna cover them.
They switch him on out. I don't know. They switch him
What
on
are the
to Gary
Bucks gonna
Trent.
do? Set screens until he's stuck with whoever.
I mean, Chris Milton's not moving like he used to.
Well, you told me I need to be worried about him in the Celtics series. So
Well,
what
they
is it?
didn't have him at all last year, but now they have him, and he's still like he's not the Chris
PJ
Middleton of
Tucker.
old, but
I don't have PJ Tucker anymore, so the Celtics don't gotta be worried about anything.
they don't have PJ Tucker anymore. Oh, what? Yeah, no, he's on the Sixers. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's another bad. That's another team I don't think the Celtics want to see in the playoffs.
Oh, I would love it. James Johnson.
You want to talk about a mismatch? God damn.
James
Embiid,
Johnson?
I
It
would
is.
say.
Oh my god! And a T-shirt underneath the jersey, a baggy, oversized T-shirt under the jersey.
Is he the dude who's like the BJJ guy? He can like choke anybody out. Is that somebody else?
Yeah, he's like a black belt. He said like his family used to figure out arguments by actually getting in the ring and fighting each other.
That's insane. Holy
It's like
crap.
him and his six brothers or some shit. Holy shnikes! I forgot he was even. I didn't even realize he was in the league.
I mean,
Got the old
he's
school
a
like
bench
college.
player for the Indiana Pacers. He's basically not in the league.
He's got the old school college look, bro. He's got the oversized white tee underneath the jersey, like he's played for Gonzaga.
what what's with the scar on his eye?
Probably got fucking punched in the face or something.
Has he always had that?
I don't know. I know he's always had all the crazy ass tattoos he's got. That's why I recognized him. We got some JD Davison minutes out here.
Oh, nice butterfingers, dude. Oh fuck! He went up to get that board, fumbled out of bounds. He looks like ugly Ludacris,
I think it was like ludicrous.
huh?
I think he looks like handsome ludicrous.
You think JD Davison's handsome?
Oh, not JD Davison. I thought you were talking about James Johnson.
No, no. I think JD Davison looks like ugly Ludacris.
You got crazy. I don't know how he hoops with that without tying it back or anything.
I don't know. Must weigh like 10 pounds. So much hair.
One thing I don't get about dribbling out the clock is like if with 1 second left, I would just give it to the other team so that the fucking buzzer doesn't go off.
You're just gonna get a turnover on your stats.
I mean,
Here, have it.
turnover is a U turnover. Like, what difference does it make?
Celtics looking like they're going to cover 95 to 120 with 30.
What was the over on this one?
It's, oh, the over under 236.
Yeah, so it hit way under on that
That
one.
didn't hit, yeah.
Like I said, there's nobody on the Pacers really could score 95 points in today's NBA. Not great.
Well, that was the thing. I was thinking like
Thought
if
the
it was the reason why I didn't like any of the over under action was like is this could be really close and I could see go cruising way over because the Celtics look like they're clicking, but the Pacers never they play us tough. They played us tough all year, except obviously tonight we blew them out.
This is also end of the season.
And then I was like, the under could hit if we blow them out and we play tough defense, but the defense has been lacking, and like history would say, the Pacers would be able to fight through that because they've done it all year with us. And I do think they have the horses to score to score the ball. Like, well, obviously it was a blowout and it wasn't even close, and
They got robbed back tonight too, so the defense really showed up.
yeah.
34, 7 and 2. 2 steals, I should say, not 2 assists. I don't know.
Who Tatum?
Yeah.
34, 72, not
24
bad.
shooting, 3 and 9 from 3.
Not great.
33%.
That's right on average for him.
A little
On
bit
average
below,
for the league.
a little bit below average for everybody, but
Oh my god, that girl getting hugged by Tatum, she's fucking loving it.
like I said, I would. She handled it very well compared to how I would handle it. I tell you what.
I'd be like Jonah Hill.
Yeah, that would be 10 times out of 10. Great game.
Yeah, big
Great
win.
Balls popping all night. You know,
Let's finish up this wrap up before we get to the wrap up of the game. Or actually, no. You know what? Let's wrap up the game.
Wrap up the game. I mean, Tatum came out at the end of that game, the end of the middle of the fourth. He decided he didn't want to play anymore, so he just took over. Couple threes, took it to the rim. Really just took over when he needed him to. Looked like he was catching the ball in rhythm tonight. Wasn't a lot of ISO, a lot of posts. I like seeing that from him. I don't like seeing him ISO off the top. I like him catching the ball on the move, catching the ball on the post. Really letting him just see the floor a little bit better with guys moving. That's a big thing for the Celtics. If they're going to play offense like that and Rob's going to come in and be a defensive stalwart like he was tonight, he had 3 or 4 blocks tonight. I don't really see a team stopping him.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I agree. If the offense is moving, they got out in transition a lot, and they played stingy defense. They've been doing that. That's now 2 games in a row doing the same exact thing, and playing like the team that we used to remember from the playoffs last year. And so I'm starting to feel a little bit better after like a lot of darkness and turmoil over the past few weeks. I think that these past 2 games, especially tonight when they came out and handled business against a crappy team, which they haven't really been able to do all year, I feel like they really came out and righted the ship tonight. So like you said, when the ball's moving, They're moving in transition. They're getting stops on the other end. They're being, they're ball hawking with steals and stuff. There's no team better in the league than the Boston Celtics. So, uh, good win. They covered. They did their job. They got, um, I think Tatum's your player of the game, like you said, 34, 7 and 2. Pretty good night.
I don't know about the assist numbers. Didn't look like the ball was popping out of his hands much, but it was enough.
You scoring it.
13 to 24 is not bad from the field. I mean, that's a little bit more than it's a little bit more than 52% from the field.
Mm,
I hate that at all.
no.
Especially
And
he's only hitting 3 of them.
yeah, so that's the last time we're going to see the Pacers, right? Yeah.
That's it for them. Because we only got like what 6, 7 games left in the year.
Yeah, and speaking of which, let's get into it. Spurs on Sunday. What do you got?
If everybody plays, should be a blowout. I mean,
Agreed.
the way that they've actually decided to actually play against bad teams, I can't imagine they're going to lose now.
I'm predicting whatever the spread is going to be, as long as it's like within reason, not like 20 to 15 to 20 points. I think they cover. Spurs are bad. They're trying to get one
35 and a half. We're not going to take that line.
No, yeah, as long as it's within reason, I think they cover.
Popovich is going to be suiting up at point guard for him, so you might want to take that line.
Who?
Popovich.
Oh yeah, see exactly. You might even see the aforementioned Romeo Langford get some minutes out there. So we both got them winning against the Spurs on Sunday, the Wizards on Tuesday.
That's one where you hope you don't have to play everybody and you win. I don't know how I would if once again if the guys are playing you win that game. But if they decide they want to sit everybody, then you still should win. But I can see them losing that game.
Yeah, I think they'll win. I like their odds. I just
night
don't
off
think.
between that and the Bucks game, right?
Yeah, so that's Tuesday. They have the Bucks. Is it in Milwaukee?
All the that's where it comes down to.
Oh, but it doesn't matter in the playoffs.
No, I mean that's what it comes down to for the Wizards game. Because if they're playing in Milwaukee 2 days later, then they're not going to play anybody against the Wizards. But if they play in Milwaukee,
True.
they'll play everybody against the Wizards.
Trying to find the schedule here. They are at Washington and at Milwaukee.
All right, so then they might. I would say they take both of those.
They're winning both.
I think they play everybody against the Wizards because you're playing it on the road, and I think they take the Bucks.
I think I agree with what you're saying. I think they beat the Bucks. I do think they could lose against the Wizards, like you're saying.
I think that if they don't play everybody on the road against the Wizards, you can lose that pretty easily.
I'm not predicting them to lose. I think they'll win. I still think even if they're sitting people, they should win that game.
Yeah, they should. But if Bradley Beal plays, he can win a game by himself if you're not paying attention.
Yeah. And then on Friday they have the Jazz. Maybe we'll do another one of these.
Think about the Bucks game.
The Bucks game. I mean, it's for the 1 seed. It's a must win. If there is a must win in basketball regular season, this game.
You think if the Celtics go in there healthy, rested, I don't know what the Bucks schedule looks like, but do you think the Celtics take that one in Milwaukee? You have faith in them to take that one?
Have faith in this team to play well against good teams.
They both teams are going to want that game because they both know it's going to be the 1 seed. It's not going to be like earlier in the season where they just punted and played backups against the Bucks.
And even then, we almost won that game. I just think this team has they always lower themselves to bad competition, but when it comes to rising to meet good competition, they've done it pretty much consistently all year. Besides, like the Knicks, maybe game. But so I like their odds against the Bucks, even going into Milwaukee. Obviously, I could be Crow, but I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think it's going to be a neck and neck game, tough, hard fought. Both teams want it.
I think they go into Milwaukee and beat them by more than 10.
Okay, that's a bold prediction.
I think they go into Milwaukee. I think they put the hammer down. I think they say this is our conference. Like we won the Eastern Conference last year, we're going to win it again this year.
I mean, on the balances, the Celtics are a better team. Like they should.
Yeah, top to bottom. If you're healthy, like the Bucks should have nothing for you. Like Giannis is going to get his, but I don't think the rest of that team does anything against the Celtics. Not healthy this year, not at all. Not with the focus they have this year, and knowing that this is somebody they're going to face in the playoffs, they're going to want to. Every game that the Celtics have been healthy to play against the Bucks, they've just beaten the brakes off them.
Yeah.
So
Well, listen. I mean, if we stink it up and we lose both these games, they might not. They could just sit at, be honest, and be like, "Fuck, they're not catching us anyways." So
yeah, I mean that's a possibility too. And if we stink it up the next game or two, then we might just say everybody too, and just say, you know what, whatever, be healthy for the playoffs.
we'll see in the playoffs. Yeah. So who knows? But I think we both are liking our odds against the Bucks there. Um, and the last one Friday. Who knows? Maybe we'll do another one against the Jazz. Let's give a prediction just in case we don't do
Jazz, these guys, if they don't come out and beat the Jazz by 20,
it.
I'm gonna be disappointed. Like if everybody plays and you don't beat the Jazz by 20 on Friday,
Yeah, I'm predicting. A
they
win.
just spit in your mouth in the last one. Like, come on,
Yeah, I think they'll handle business against the
the
Jazz.
last game of the season, or a couple more after that.
Yeah, they got a. No, is that the March 31st? That's the no. Hold on, sorry. April 4th they have Philly. Tuesday, April 4th.
That's a big game too.
April 5th they have my Toronto Raptors.
Or trying. I feel like they're gonna lose that game.
And then Friday they have my Toronto Raptors again.
Lose that game too.
Huh? They'll lose that one too. And then they end the season in your Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, they're gonna sit everybody against the Atlanta Hawks, and they're gonna win that one.
They lost the
They're
last
gonna
game.
beat the Sixers. They're gonna win the next like 3 or 4 games straight, lose both against the Raptors, and then sit everybody against the Hawks and win.
Yeah. So I mean I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not an easy wrap up to the season. Jesus, got a tough
It,
fucking.
it works out for you though, because you're playing the guys ahead of you.
We only played two non-playoff
Well,
teams.
well,
Oh,
you
but you,
against the guys ahead of you, but the guys competing with you. You're playing Philly and you're playing Milwaukee. That works out great for you because that
yeah.
was a chance where you can set the tone for the playoffs and you can get a better seating in the playoffs if you want it.
If we ripped the heart out of the Sixers right before the playoffs again,
It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be on.
oh,
That would be a pretty normal thing for us to do.
that would be fucking mint. Holy crap!
Comcast Sports Boston's got a graphic up saying Jason Tatum's second straight game with 20 points in the paint. Love to see that. That's what we're going to see a lot of in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I like him in the paint. It's better than those fucking crazy. It's obviously better than his 3-point shooting because he's not a great 3-point shooter.
So I mean, like, I think that's what you're going to see a lot of in the playoffs. A lot more get to the rim.
Yeah, it's really strange that they had him playing in the paint. They're playing against a guy who's a really good paint defender. So
Like I said, they're going to drag him out with shooters and shit. So, and then you also, when you run that pick and roll with Rob Williams and he's in, he has to actually respect Rob Williams as a vertical threat, and that just opens up more lanes.
hmm.
That's beautiful to see. Another great
All right.
win.
Great win. I mean, do you have anything you want to talk about before we wrap it up?
Well, let's see if we keep this momentum going for the next 3 or 4 games and start actually catching up and see if we can steal a second or first seed for the East. And
Agreed.
we'll see what the playoffs bring. Love it.
Yeah,
I love to have a positive banner report.
it's gonna be a sprint to the finish, man. It's gonna be an interesting few 2 weeks, few two 3
Marathon is
weeks.
almost over. Everybody's coming up on the heartbreak hill over here over in Boston. So we'll see if we can finish it off nice.
Yeah, I'll be real disappointed if at least one of my teams doesn't hoist the fucking trophy, whether it be the Bruins or the Celtics.
Or the Raptors. We know you're a big Raptors guy.
Raptors could do it.
I mean,
Don't sleep on them.
technically, there's 16 teams that could do it once the playoffs start, but there we go.
Yeah, but they're a fifth seed. They're pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good, yeah. So
All right, that's it.
that's all we got.
That's all I got.
That's all I got. See you guys
Uh,
next week.
From Cody Adams, that's been Steve Crowley. This has been the Banner Report.
Peace out, everybody.